Ooh. Mm-mm. Oh, okay. Hmm. Love it. Oh, yes. Okay.
The battle hymn is a desperate call to the dogs to hunker down one more time between the hedges, or the tune is going to turn to taps on their dreams really fast. From preseason number 1 to the first team out of the college football playoff, at least for now. Georgia is wounded, and Tennessee knows it. And the Big Orange coming down from Rocky Top, sitting atop the SEC standings. The Vols are one of many teams with top 10 road tests across the country. It's mid-November. There's a chill in the air, and there are only two kinds of teams. You're either trying to win something or spoil something. The Vols can do both. But when a wounded dog is backed into a corner, it's going to come out hungry. And in Athens town, it is time once again to let the big dogs eat.
We're heading down to Athens, Georgia this weekend for College Game Day against Tennessee. I'm excited to get down there.
So you can feel the electricity.
We love you guys.
Something my class is Here we go.
College Game Day, live from Athens, Georgia, is built by the Home Depot. Proud sponsor of college football's premier pregame show.
That is one of the most familiar sights in all of college football, the hallowed hedges of Sanford Stadium. But there are some things that look a little different around here. How about the 2 losses in Georgia's loss column? The Dogs haven't lost back-to-back regular season games since the first year of the Kirby Smart era in 2016. But the one thing they have done no matter what, they have owned Tennessee. A 7-game winning streak against the Big Orange, average margin of victory, 4 touchdowns, and Georgia desperately needs to keep it going tonight. Glad to have you with us right here in the middle of Athens town. People trying to get behind their team. Reese Davis, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Nick Saban, Desmond Howard, and Pat McAfee.
I'll tell you what, Reese. As soon as you come down here to this beautiful city of Athens, you can sense that the dogs are barking. Now, grown men bark around here for good reason, because they're passionate. There hasn't been a home game here in 37 days. Wow. Now, what's on the line today? Everything. You go from number 1 to not even being in the 12-team playoff. You go from the Gator Bowl to the potential championship. And I think these people want you to know, what's that coming down the track?
What's that coming down the track?
It's the mean machine in the red and black. land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go, dogs. Go, dogs. I'll tell you what. These dogs are going to have to bark because if they lose today, it's all over for this Georgia Bulldog fan. And I think they could sense it. I think they could feel it. And Heupel's looking to come in and ruin some days in between the hedges. It's an honor to be here.
This is what you want, man. In elimination field, we're going to talk about that. Should it be over for the Dogs if they lose again? Number one strength of schedule in the country, but you got to win some of the games. There are other games, too. Wisconsin, its first game against the AP number one team since 2010 when they beat Ohio State at home. Same year, Oregon played for the national championship. Need to be careful here. What do you got, Herbie?
Let's look at Oregon, who's a team that continues to just show defenses, opposing defenses, different looks. Here they're throwing to the offensive linemen, just kind of keeping another little wrinkle here or there. They've gotten their talented Jordan Birch, who should be able to go today, involved in special teams. Dan Lanning takes chances. Look at the big fella running. Who wants to tackle that guy?
It's a fake punt.
Yeah. Always chance for Wisconsin. Get the crowd involved, run the football, and shorten the game.
Number 3, Texas at Arkansas. You know, Texas has a top 10 offense led by quarterback Quinn Ewers. The Longhorns also have a very strong defense that gives up the least amount of explosive plays in the country. The Razorbacks offense is very explosive, led by dual-threat quarterback Taylon Green, who is an outstanding thrower who can run and beat you with his feet.
Him being back is huge. Now a massive one out in Mormontown. Kansas, their season is not going anywhere near what they thought it would be, but last week they beat the hell out of Iowa State. Devin Neal, Jalen Daniels are doing their thing, but they have a BYU team that has found ways to win every single time. The Holy War last week against Utah came down to an 11-play drive, and Jake Retzloff and the boys showed up.
BC SMU, Thomas Castellanos has been benched for Grayson James, who came in the third quarter last week, led the team to victory. Bill O'Brien said, this is going to be our guy moving forward. You can find Thomas in the portal. And then Kevin Jennings, the quarterback for SMU, got dual-threat quarterback that no one's talking about, despite the fact that he has not lost a game as a starter.
Tennessee, Georgia, do you remember what happened to the Dogs last week? Well, same problem, different colored uniforms. That Tennessee defensive front is absolutely ferocious, and they get more pressure than Ole Miss does. Got to give Carson Beck some time. Got to protect him. And then this Tennessee team is a running team, and that's what Georgia does. Less than a yard before first contact. Will they be able to force Nico Iamaleava to beat them down the field? And Nico should be able to go tonight. So you have the top 4 teams in the country. The college football playoff rankings on the road against middling opponents. We've already had 4 teams lose in such situations this year. Didn't have a single time that happened last year. Teams are, for lack of a better way to put it, they're getting got every week. So how do you handle a team like that?
Well, first of all, at this point in the season, when I was coaching a team, I was concerned about, do we have show dogs on the team or do we have hunting dogs? Hunting dogs are focused on discipline, commitment, accountability, doing the right things, getting better. But when you got show dogs, they're worried about how many passes did I catch, what's my playing time. So what the psychological disposition is of your team at this point in the season, that they can stay focused and do the things they need to do to continue to improve and play at a high level and play to a standard together as a group, is the most important thing.
I think so too, Coach. And you need the bay dogs to set up the hunting dogs, and that's when they come together. You need the show dogs to go ahead and stay home. Now, the Georgia Bulldogs obviously have another massive game, which is obviously strength of schedule. But whenever you talk about these teams that are ranked high, taking on teams that don't really have much going for them this season, there's always one thing. What did the great Coach Lou Holtz used to say?
Well, I wish Ty Schmidt were here to really make it real. But he said that in November, teams, only 2 kinds of teams. You're trying to win something, or you're trying to ruin something.
I thought you were going to do the voice.
Yeah, I thought you were going to
not with Ty around.
Oh, okay.
No, Ty's at home, obviously. Coach Lou Holtz will appreciate that as well. But as a player, whenever your season doesn't go great, if you can ruin somebody's season, especially a rival, or you can go into the offseason with a little bit of an uptick, I mean, that's a lot of motivation. So whenever you're one of these high teams taking on one of these middle teams, there's a lot more motivation than people could even imagine from the middle teams. And that's all offseason and forward-thinking stuff.
Yeah, you're talking about a high team. You just did a tape on Oregon. So Oregon traveling to Wisconsin. Night games, about 45 degrees, wind maybe 15 miles per hour. I think that Oregon better be careful because you can get into a situation where you look at Wisconsin, you look at the tape, lost their last 2 games, lost to Penn State and Iowa, 42-10. You're looking at that film, talking this team's not that good. You go up there to Camp Randall, they start to get some success. Wisconsin, they start to get some confidence. Next thing you know, you're in the dogfight. So they better be careful how they approach this game mentally.
That's a good point. I was amazed yesterday. We're sitting in the college game day meeting. We're talking about scenarios with just 3 weeks left that we could get to an 8-team, because we don't have divisions in the SEC. 8 teams could tie for the top of the SEC. Here we are in Athens, a team that we just expect to win every game by 30 points. And they're on the outside of the rankings this week at 13.
Oh.
It's just, I think it's a reflection of really where we are in the 2024 season. And what's exciting about Georgia to me, and they have 3 weeks to go. Right now, they're on the outside. They're coming off a loss. We all know what happens to Georgia when they get backed into a corner. You know what kind of intensity they're going to play with, especially at home. They have Tennessee, UMass, and Georgia Tech. They could go from being on the outside of the rankings to hosting a playoff game in 3 weeks. I mean, things could turn that fast. So we'll see what happens tonight.
I want to talk about Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Georgia's specialists will have a lot to do with the outcome of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Their punter is Brett Thorson.
Yeah.
He averages a 44-yard kick. He's nationally ranked.
Love that.
Place kicker is Peyton Woodring.
Okay.
He leads the team in scoring. It's an important game. But this is one stat I want you to remember this one. The last 8 times Georgia lost a game, they won the next game.
Absolutely.
Told you, Dennis.
I say nothing. Go Tennessee. They got problems.
He gave him a
He gave him a kick in there. He did. How about my man bringing up the specialist?
I talked to Coach,
I like that.
I talked to Coach Smart yesterday, and he said that's going to be an important part of this, especially with the way they're going to have to go about winning. You know, with Carson Beck and this offensive line, they're going to have to shorten the game, like Coach Saban says. They're going to have to run. They're going to have to win field position. Special teams is a massive part of every game. This one more specifically.
But Georgia knows how to win playing that way. You know, run the ball, shrink the game, play good defense, and I think they can play good defense against Tennessee. They played well against Tennessee, you know, in each of the last 2 or 3 meetings they've had with them.
They're going to have to find a way to run the ball.
I was about to say,
Yes,
run the ball
yes.
may not be
60 yards a game or something like
They haven't
that.
tried it much.
I want to repeat this.
Go ahead.
The last 8 times Georgia lost a game,
Yes.
it has won the next game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Just a little.
He's just saying, just letting you know. There's some other games going on as we look at Saturday's
9.
slate. You've got coming into the week the nation's leading rusher, Aston Genty of Boise State, against Nick Nash, the nation's leading receiver for San Jose State. A lot of people apparently really like Coach Ken's chance to pull the upset. Tulane and Navy, that's a noon game. We're going to talk about that extensively. Senior day at Annapolis. But if Tulane can win the game, we're setting the American with the Green Wave against Army for the American Championship, and then UC Davis against Montana State, undefeated top 4 matchup in the FCS. Inside College Game Day, Kirk alluded to this, the possibility of an 8-way tie. It's not as crazy as you think. I'm going to show you exactly what has to happen, and I'm here for it, man. An 8-way tie for first. I'm here.
Hey, man.
Let's do it. What's the story of how a lifelong Iowa State fan one day decided to wear Darth Vader costume? Jen Latter will tell you the effect it's had.
The football team was wearing black uniforms. We were getting ready to tailgate, loading our truck. I said to Michelle, maybe I should bring the Darth Vader costume.
And also, field goal kicking contest. Did you see our producer, Jim Galliero, and our coordinating producer, Matt Garrett, trying to do this yesterday?
Yeah, somehow they didn't blow both of their ACLs. Didn't get the ball off the ground, but
That's a win.
$150,000 winner can happen here in Athens on this day. Okay, all
If this man gets black paint on my suit, I'm saying no big orange wrestling.
The best deals of the season have arrived.
So, what are you working on?
Putting up the tree. Done putting up the tree.
And decking out the house. Don't forget the big guy. Got him right here.
Get Black Friday savings now at the Home Depot.
While you were away, there were some developments. Fortunately, DoorDash can quickly come to your rescue. Your door to more. DoorDash.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach!
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G.
Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Subway launched new $6.99 meal deals with any 6-inch sub.
Wait, Subway did what?
Dad?
Yep. For a limited time, get any 6-inch sub, chip, and a drink, all for just $6.99.
Meet Ron. Ron eats, sleeps, and breathes hoops. But oh, how he can nail a software solution. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you with a plan that's right for Ron. Let our expertise round out yours.
Let game day begin!
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
Well, I feel just like a child. Well, I feel just like a child. Well, I feel just like a child. From my womb to my tomb, I guess I'll always be a child.
All my favorites for just $7 each? That's crazy. Or am I crazy?
Seeing sevens? It's a sign to order from Pizza Hut's $7 deal lovers menu.
Walmart Black Friday deals are live. It's time to shop. Get this 50-inch Hisense TV for $138. This Fisher-Price toddler toy for just $5. And so many more deals you desire. Shop Walmart Black Friday deals now through the 17th.
The Los Angeles Lakers win the first NBA Cup.
We know what's at stake.
Big stepper, underground methods.
30 teams in 6 groups. 8 advance. But only 4 get to play in Vegas. And just 1 will be champion. The Emirates NBA Cup, Warriors, Pelicans, and Mavs Nuggets. Friday on ESPN. College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. And in part by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official sports bar sponsor of ESPN College Game Day. Let's go Sports Bar and DoorDash. Get the largest selection of restaurants for your game day spread. Delivered. Order now.
In 2000, Georgia beat Tennessee under the head dog Jim Donnan behind Quincy Carter. Stormed the field, tore down the goalpost. Great idea from Brooke Robinson, one of our very talented staff members here, to show you what it was like. And on the subject of talent, look at this. During the break, we ought to do a whole show in the break. We had an entire pass rush class clinic breakout.
Pound and shoulder pass.
Nick, what was the technique you used there on him?
Long arm him. Long arm him, power rush him, push him right back to the court.
I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that.
Just saying. Last night in Seattle, UCLA and Washington. Huskies on the board first 7-0. Washington hasn't lost a home game, but they haven't won a road game. Will Rogers, who ended up getting benched in this game, throws to Kaleki Latu. Huskies up 14-3, and then they would finish things off 31-19. Washington Bowl eligible. UCLA has work to do.
Big Ten game. Just remember that. Big Ten game.
That's right. Good reminder right there. Washington hasn't won any of those road games in the Big Ten. There is Old Crimson. They're going to be on offense in Albuquerque tonight. John Mateer against Devin Dampier. They're 5-6. 5 and 6
Great
in the
stash.
nation in total offense. Cougs better be careful. Better be careful. You know, if Notre Dame can hang half 100 on Cav Man tonight, they'll be the first Irish team in 120 years to score 50 or more in 3 straight games. And that seemed improbable after Notre Dame's disastrous loss to Northern Illinois. Riley Leonard recently told a reporter that when he was going to see Marcus Freeman, he was afraid he was going to get benched. Maybe this was the end of the day. Instead, Freeman showed great feel for how to handle his quarterback, instilled some confidence, and the Irish have been soaring ever since. I guess the whole idea for Freeman, don't let anybody look back, keep from peeking ahead, stay in the moment, and maybe stay true to getting a home game in the college football playoff. AT&T keeps us connected with the Irish head coach.
Ready? All right, let's roll, man. Let's roll. Urgency dictates what you're willing to tolerate. What are we willing to tolerate? We okay with mistakes? We have a sense of urgency, man, to be perfect, to reach our full potential. And that's what we got to have, man. Older guys, it's senior day, right? And you all have a sense of urgency because you know this is your last one in Notre Dame Stadium, guaranteed. Every person in this program has to have that same sense of urgency you guys have, right? We have to if we want to reach our full potential.
Okay, everybody's getting used to the new playoff format. Marcus, might get yourself a home game and another game for those seniors at Notre Dame Stadium once the postseason gets here. Our playoff predictor says the Irish a 2-3 chance to get into the playoff. Now, Notre Dame, they've got some solid wins. They beat Louisville, beat Georgia Tech, they beat Navy. They've got Army coming up. They've got the worst loss on the resume, too, with the loss to Northern Illinois. Do they have any margin for error?
Yeah, I think the natural reaction would be no because they lose to Northern Illinois, but they have 2 wins over 2 currently ranked top 25 teams. That's a big deal, I think, whenever they're looking at strength of schedule. And we all know coming into this year, they had no opportunity to be one of the champions because they're independent. And if you think about an independent schedule, that's what happens whenever you get, a little weaker product and then you lose one of those, it all ends. But since then, Riley Leonard has had 21 total touchdowns, 1 interception. You talk about back-to-back weeks with 50 points. I think they're putting football judgment out there that is very good. So I don't want to say they have a margin of error, but there's a chance this Notre Dame team could mess around, beat an Army next week, and have 3 top 25 wins, and they still make it in there.
No, you're right about that. I was looking at their schedule, and I said, okay, the A&M game, which was a great game, we were there, huge win, and then followed that up by the NIU, Northern Illinois loss. Terrible loss. Cancel each other out. But they beat Louisville, who's 19th right now in the CFP. They have Army coming up. If they're able to beat Army, I think they're good. But they don't have a margin for error. If Notre Dame loses any of these next games, I think, man, they're out. I don't think the CFP committee is going to select them.
I think what Marcus is really talking about to his team is what's the capability gap versus where are we as a team and how can we get better and play to our standard, to finish the season. Because I do think they need to win out. Yeah. If they don't win out, I don't think they have much margin for error.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of seeing the same thing. The Northern Illinois game hurts them. What's exciting is it's 3 games. You don't have the conference championship. You have 3 games to think about. You're going to be favored in all of them, and you'd be hosting a playoff game. So it's in front of them. They don't have to worry about. If they end up losing, they're sitting there at 10-2, Des. I think they're at, what did it say, 23%? Then it just comes down to you're in the crosshairs. What happens in the SEC? What happens in the Big Ten? You want to avoid that. It's right in front of you. Win your games. Host a playoff game.
Yeah, all of those percentages, obviously independent of other results. If teams start stumbling.
But you're going to be in a debate. You're down there in that 11, 12, 13, 14 without a conference championship.
100%. Okay, you have the Irish on the board not picking the game yet, or
not picking the game yet. But what's crazy when you look at their schedule, guys, is before the year, everybody loves to look at Notre Dame's schedule. They're not in the conference, who they playing. But the Army and Navy games mean more than the Florida State and USC.
How about
crazy?
It's nuts.
Wild.
Yeah. No one had that before this.
That's because USA is awesome.
That's and when you say this, Steve, Riley Leonard, the development these guys are talking about with his numbers and the improvement, when they get in the playoff, he's going to be the key. They're going to play defense. It's going to keep them in this game. But for them to actually become a threat, it's going to be how far that offense has improved from the A&M game where they won to going into the postseason.
Yeah, we always try to play good defense, and you feel like you got to try to keep from getting beat before you can win. But when you get in these playoff games against these good teams, you've got to be able to score points. And I think I agree with you that Riley Leonard is going to be the key to that for Notre Dame.
Yeah. We'll see them. They lost their best NFL prospect, too, Morrison, the corner.
That's right, Benjamin Morrison.
They've adapted really well.
Yeah, he and Will Johnson, probably the two best corners in the country. Morrison's been out. Johnson hasn't been able to play for Michigan. You mentioned the USC game at the end of the season. Both Notre Dame and USC over this past week lost a couple of prominent figures in their coaching history. Jerry Faust, the former head coach at Notre Dame, passed away at the age of 89. You might remember he was a dominant high school coach at Moeller High. Tim Brown, who won the Heisman Trophy, said, I'm not at Notre Dame if not for Jerry Faust. And USC, the legendary John Robinson, won a national championship with the Trojans, also had the Rams on the cusp of winning a Super Bowl title a number of times over the years, passed away at the age of 89. In recent years, John Robinson had been living in Baton Rouge. He worked with Coach O and helped him out down there. Condolences to both the USC and Notre Dame families and the families, the Robinsons and the Fausts, on the loss of these two exemplary men and tremendous coaches.
On a tense Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Holy smoke, State 1 and the fans are going wild. Deputy Urias, quick, call for backup.
Backup?
Yes, Deputy Quinn Urias.
We don't need any backup, I got this.
Call backup.
I'm sorry, did you say you wanted a Dr. Pepper?
I said backup.
Look, we don't need any backup, even if he has great hair and famous relatives.
I think we're talking about two different things here.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
You know I made it to the playoff.
Without any backup, I get it.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Check this out. Let's say you want to build your own parlay, okay? ESPN Bet now has profit boosts that you can use to increase your winnings. If I parlay this money line with these points and total yards, that is boosted.
Do you want me to boost your latte?
Boost it, baby.
Boost it. Enjoy your boost.
Sign up for ESPN Bet to receive your welcome bonus and your first 30 days of ESPN Plus on us.
On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my two thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac! That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag. Aflac!
It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
The SEC on ABC all day. The playoff race heats up today. First, Texas looks to strengthen its postseason bid against Arkansas.
Anything can happen in these rivalry games.
Then, LSU leaves the Bayou for the Swamp to face Florida.
Two storied programs, both trying to get back to dominance.
And in primetime, it's Tennessee-Georgia with playoff implications on the line.
A critical game for both these teams.
The SEC on ABC, all day today, beginning at noon Eastern.
This week on Sunday NFL Countdown. Before Kansas City's showdown in Buffalo, how this coach has inspired Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Someone that is going to be he already is a great coach, but is going to be a great coach in this league for a long time.
And Randy Moss on how Russell Wilson's moonball can bring down the Ravens. Kick off your Sunday with us, NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Reese, back to you in Athens.
All right, Greeny, and Monday Night Football will feature Lone Star State game between the Texans and the Cowboys. Boy, things are going great in Dallas. Huh?
Just keep putting Dallas in those high-profile windows. They just keep losing games. That is a train wreck.
And they keep talking.
Yeah,
keep talking.
Keep talking. Great body language as you watch them play.
Other than that, what's your opinion on the Cowboys?
It's awful.
Peyton and Eli also on Monday night. Pete Thamel is with us. He'll set order to things there. Pete, what do we got?
Well, we're going to start in this game right here tonight. The big news is the return of Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava. He's medically cleared and prepared to start in this game. Aleava had been in concussion protocols this week, but he's cleared out of that. Last night at the hotel, he got his final medical clearance. I've been told he's symptom-free, and he's going to be ready to start for the Vols tonight in Athens. The news isn't as good for Pitt quarterback Eli Holstein. We just broke moments ago. Sources told us he's not expected to play for the Panthers today. They host Clemson in a big ACC matchup. Expect Nate Yarnell to get his 4th career start. He's 2-1 as a starter. Pitt coach Pat Narduzzi said this week Holstein hadn't been cleared. And another breaking news quarterback related this morning, we're told that Brady Cook, Missouri's star quarterback, is expected to attempt to play today. He'd been doubtful on the injury report all week. He's now a game-time decision. He's got an injured wrist. I'm told he's going to warm up and try to go.
All right, Pete, hang right there. I need your reaction to this breaking news that I'm just getting. This just into College Game Day. Really important news. It's Pete Thamel's birthday. Hey. Now, sources indicate that it will be a game-time decision as to whether Pete makes it in time for his party tonight.
As long as he's nicer than the duck was to me in Eugene, I'm really happy about this development.
To you.
Oh, they got the duck on the cake. Thank you, Sims.
Happy birthday to you.
Can't wait to get home, celebrate with Kate and Teddy today. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Happy birthday, Pete.
Teddy Thamel went to the aquarium yesterday. Wanted to see the picture of the sharks. Great aquarium in Atlanta, too. Maybe Kate and Teddy come down, check that out as well. SEC Championship game December 7th on ABC. And who in the world might be in that? Well, nobody knows right now. Here is a recipe for chaos that is not too far-fetched. Now, look at the standings right now. You have 3 teams with 1 conference loss. But there's a possibility for an 8-way tie for first place, and this is all it takes. Weeks 12 through 14, we need Georgia to beat Tennessee first.
Okay.
That's popular. Next week, we need Auburn to finally beat somebody at home. They get A&M. And then with an A&M loss, then if Texas were to then lose in College Station, everybody would be 6-2. Now, the one caveat here is that those other 4 teams, Ole Miss, Alabama, Missouri, and LSU, would have to avoid losing to teams ranked below them or below them in the standing. And as it stands right now, Missouri's about a 2-touchdown underdog to South Carolina. But a man can dream. And for an 8-way tie as Tim Tebow joins us, SEC Nation is also here this weekend.
It's so good to see Tim Tebow. Tim, I love you, man.
Is there ever a bad
Do you
time
only
to see
say it
Tim
if you
Tebow?
mean it, Pat?
I do
say
mean
it if you mean it.
Tim, I've never felt great whenever I have felt your presence. I just want to let you know that. You just radiate positive energy. So the fact that you're here, what a time to be alive. And the SEC chaos is certainly going to be a big discussion, Reese.
So is that positive energy to root for an 8-way tie for first place in the SEC?
Why not?
Do you think it happens? What do you think?
I do not think it happens. I don't know that Auburn is prepared to knock somebody off this year. Let's just be honest about that. But I love seeing the chaos. And I think the committee also has to understand the gauntlet that all these teams are going through. And I don't believe they're really giving them a lot of respect. They're just looking at the number in the loss column, and they're not really understanding the gauntlet that all these teams are going through. Because if you want to talk about best teams, and you're going to say that this Georgia team on a neutral field wouldn't beat some of those teams ranked ahead of them, come on.
Yeah, I think really what you have to look at is this strength of schedule thing has been underplayed a little bit. I mean, what would these teams do if they played Georgia's schedule? This is the 5th top 20 team Georgia has played. But on the other hand, I think there's 3 teams that's kind of distinguished themselves a little bit in the SEC, even though they're not perfect. You know, Alabama plays very well when Jalen Milroe plays well, and the team feeds off of him.
No doubt.
You know, Ole Miss, you got to give them credit for their performance last week, but they've had a couple bumps in the road that were sort of unpredictable.
Absolutely.
And Texas, who seems on paper to be one of the best teams, has only played 1 top team and got beat. So, by the Bulldogs. So none of those teams are perfect, but I do think they've distinguished themselves as teams that could be very good.
Well, I think what's different this year about a lot of years in the SEC, the best teams in the SEC all have holes. A lot of the best teams for you, for Kirby, back in the day, there were not as many holes. This is a really good year for the SEC as far as having a lot of good teams. I don't know if it's as good for having the elite, the great teams.
Well, and out of fear of everybody saying this is SEC ESPN, which is certainly something that gets talked about, it's like there are two conferences that have clearly become the two conferences this year. Now, what does the future look like? I don't know. But as somebody that's been able to be baptized into this college football world, it is different down here. And the strength of schedule needs to come in a little bit more. And if you want to talk about strength of schedule, Tennessee has a great argument as well, depending upon what happens today, what happens going forward. It's like you can argue for every one of these SEC teams except for Texas. Like if Texas loses to Arkansas or Texas A&M at the end of the season, they have no big wins really, other than just a big loss to Georgia. So every one of these teams has an argument, and I'm thanking God and Tim Tebow every day that I am not on the playoff committee and have to make those decisions.
It's good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
I normally only see him at the ceremony or a
Heisman House.
Exactly. So it's good to see you. Surprised they let you in here. I mean, being a Gator, but yeah. But I think the most dangerous team in the SEC right now is Ole Miss.
Okay.
I think Ole Miss is the most dangerous team for one reason, Coach. You guys know this. When you slay the dragon, it does a lot for the confidence of your team. Because now they don't no longer think they can beat Georgia or one of the big dogs. They no longer believe. They know they can do it. And so that's a dangerous thing right now for a team that got as much talent as Lane Kiffin has. And number two, people start to look at you differently. Oh, okay, they knocked off Georgia. Because it wasn't a close game. No. It was 28-10. Yeah. So they beat them emphatically. I think Ole Miss right now, because of their confidence, they're one of the most dangerous teams. The only thing I don't like, Coach, after that win, they got to buy. so everybody's been patting them on the back.
Hey, Des, to add to that point.
Exactly.
To add to that point, Ole Miss did it without their best player in Trey Harris.
Hey, Trey Harris, the wide receiver, exactly.
By far their best player. And 100%. They also did it without their best running backs as well. That makes a really big statement.
Yes, sir.
And I think what's different, obviously, about Ole Miss is Lane has a defense now. In the past, it was trying to outscore people. Yeah. Now they can win a line of scrimmage.
100%.
I just think, it's easy to forget about Tennessee because I think everyone focuses on the big brands and the teams that have consistently been there. Tennessee already beat Alabama. Yep. Tennessee wins tonight. They'll have wins over Alabama and Georgia. Haven't played their best by far. They've not been able to put it together. But with that defense they have, and if Nico gets going and starts to hit those shots, which he's more than capable of doing, with the running game of Dylan Sampson, I think Tennessee is a team, they got to do it tonight. It's going to be a tough task for them. Tennessee's a team not to forget about. And the last thing that blew me away when they brought this up, we thought last week was elimination game with LSU. Tell me what has to, if LSU rights the ship, and this isn't that far-fetched, if LSU wins the next three, and what has to happen?
They need to finish in a tie because of the teams they played.
Just 2 losses.
With 2 losses, they have to win the tiebreaker, which they have some advantages because they're strength of schedule.
It's just 2 things have to happen.
Right, yeah, and they
Arkansas,
get in.
Missouri.
Arkansas, I think Missouri has to lose to Arkansas.
Which could happen. And there's one other
Missouri
thing.
could lose today.
And Georgia wins today.
And
if LSU wins out. So, I mean, that's how crazy this thing is. They could get to Atlanta. LSU could get to Atlanta.
The chaos thing is because if you wind up with a tie, if you wind up with this silly 8-way tie that we talked about, it would be, I think, LSU and Alabama in the championship game. And what we're talking about here is getting the automatic bid, which gives an entirely different component to the playoff race as opposed to
who's the best team in the SEC?
Best team
right now.
I gave them Ole Miss team. Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss.
We're all tied. Alabama.
Coach, what do you think? Best team right now?
Well,
in the SEC.
But I want to make a point that Tim made about every team has a hole.
Yes.
Right.
Ole Miss probably is the best base right now. Right? But the reason they have a hole is Georgia had recruited really, really well. Alabama recruited really, really well.
Yeah.
They get high-profile players that leave after a year if they're not playing.
Yep.
So you lose your backup. So you don't have any depth on your team. You have your frontline players, but you don't have any depth.
Yeah.
And you can't recruit depth out of the portal because those guys want to come and play, so you're not going to recruit any backup players. So that's why I think everybody's got some holes.
That makes it best team right now in the SEC?
Right now, with Trey Harris coming back, I'll give it to Ole Miss by a bit.
When Alabama's at their best, the way Jalen Milroe looked last week, I'm with Pat. I think I would give Alabama the
I'm
nod.
going to get some piece cake. I'm just glad you brought.
Hold on one second.
That was impressive.
He didn't say. I also think they match up different against different teams.
Look, man,
Good job.
We
Good
got
catch.
some good catch. Poison every now and then.
Who's the best team in the
best
SEC?
right now in the SEC?
Well, I love Alabama. You know, that's my team. That's my guys. That's who I'm rooting
say
for.
Ole Miss.
I said Ole Miss is really playing well right now.
I'm just glad you brought it up because you almost forced me to go into poor old Tennessee.
Nobody paying attention to Tennessee. All they're doing is sitting in first place in the conference.
Exactly.
Here's a look from the Geico Get More fan camp showing us the best fans here in college football. Tim, thanks for being with us. He'll go to SEC Nation, and we say good morning to Jess.
Good morning, Reese Davis. I'm here with the big dog. Mike, thank you so much for being here. Now, earlier this season, we told your family's story about
I appreciate you guys.
Your grandfather started painting his head back in 1980. Then your dad took over. Then your brother, and now it's your turn. Why is this tradition so special to you and your family?
It's special because I love the university. My dad, my brother, my grandfather love the university with all their heart. And it just means a lot to us, and we love the fans.
And what do you specifically hope the Georgia Bulldog fans take from this tradition?
I want them to remember my family, that we showed up every Saturday and we would put the Bulldog on our head and represent the university in a right way because we love this school, and I'm alumni.
I mean, come on. And this is truly a family affair. Your beautiful wife, Christine, is doing the honors. It takes about an hour, so we're going to check back on the progress. There's so much more coming up on College Game Day. Do not go anywhere. I might be with the big dog, but another big dog, Georgia head coach Kirby Smart, will be joining the guys live on set to break down today's matchup. Plus, Nick Saban is taking us to school and into his film room to break down SMU quarterback Kevin Jennings. What we need to know about the 13th ranked Mustangs and why Jennings could take them to the top of the ACC. All coming up next.
Your wall is completely undefended.
Okay.
You need Bear Dynasty. Here, here, and here.
But it's almost game time.
It goes on in one coat. It really has it all.
I sure do love that color.
You would.
Whopper, Whopper, what's that Whopper? You created these showstoppers, crunchy, saucy, tangy toppers. I'm getting hungry.
Introducing the Mexican Street Corn Whopper. Crunchy, spicy. The Maple Bourbon Barbecue Whopper. Sweet, saucy. And the Fried Pickle Ranch Whopper. Crispy, tangy. But the real question is, do they top the OG? Guess you'll have to come in to find out.
BK, have it your way. You're right.
As a member of Navy Federal Credit Union, Frank feels financially at ease, which means he can worry about other things, like if he should look at a text during his anniversary dinner. But what if there's an emergency? What if he left the iron on? What if the house is on fire? Does the fire department text? Frank has a lot of things to worry about, but as a member of Navy Federal, his finances aren't one of them. Become a member today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
It's a classic spoiler situation.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
BYU's undefeated season on the line.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
No, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Changes in the air. It's a new era, new team-ups, new stages set. Whose time is it? We'll see. This isn't last season. Nah.
Puts up a three-pointer.
This time is different.
He loves that baby.
My pride and joy. And wait till you see the other 2 surprises. A joyful bundle of 3. 3? I was thinking of gifting one to each of you. I got AT&T's bundle of 3, iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence for me, and iPad and Apple Watch for you.
Get iPhone 16 Pro on us, plus iPad and Apple Watch for 99 cents per month each, and save up to $1,700.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is more driven. We'll find out if Big Orange is ready for the road tonight, Tennessee and Georgia. We check in at the Home Depot tailgate, built by doers. Chef Taylor Shaw, owner Alan Pope in the place. Thanksgiving, a little bit early. Big old turkey, mountain of stuffing.
Couple national championship rings there right in your face. Love that from the place.
You like stuffing or dressing?
Stuffing, for sure.
I like dressing.
Mashed
I
potatoes.
like them both, though.
Well, you're from Alabama. I'm from Pittsburgh.
That's true. I'll eat both. Boston College and SMU today. SMU undefeated in ACC play. Committee has them ranked 14th. Now, as mentioned, Bill O'Brien going with Grayson James at quarterback. Thomas Castellanos on its way to the portal. Meanwhile, club takeaway for the Ponies forced 19 turnovers, third most in the ACC. But all of it hinges on the dual threat of Kevin Jennings. Ponies have hit full gallop since he's taken over at quarterback. Nick takes us inside the film room.
Nick, you've called Kevin Jennings one of the most underrated players and quarterbacks in the country. What is it that you like about him?
Well, the first thing I like about him is the guy's got really good arm talent. You're going to see him rip this ball in the seam right here, which is really not an easy throw, but it's a great throw and catch, accurate, hits the guy right on the run. He can catch and run with the ball, which is, outstanding. This play here shows some really unique ability. You see him ball fake the defender like a basketball player, gets him in the air, now changes his arm angle, hits the guy on the slant. That's not easy to do.
Window is about that big.
And it turns into an explosive play. But his ability to ball fake that guy, get him up in the air, not get sacked, not get the ball batted down is really unique. So you're going to see him here, and one of the things that you're always trying to get these athletic quarterbacks to do is step up in the pocket. When you step up in the pocket, you can attack down the field. You're not running sideways. You don't limit the field that you can throw in. He takes a shot here, but delivers an accurate throw. Another explosive play. I've talked about this before. Explosive plays and turnovers are the two things that affect outcomes of games. Now, I always think if you're going to be a really good quarterback, you got to be able to throw the deep ball. Now, you're going to see this receiver do a nice job of getting on top and create some horizontal cushion, buy some grass so the quarterback can throw the ball to the outside away from the defender. Does a nice job of mortaring the ball in there, very accurate on the deep ball. So he's made all the throws so far that you need to make to be an outstanding quarterback.
But
now here's his ability to scramble. Now, one hand on the ball in the pocket is not something that I like particularly because it does lead to turnovers, which has been an issue at times, but his instinctive ability to scramble, keep his eyes downfield, and make yet another explosive play by finding an open receiver. And then this play is just point guard-like. He's going to scramble. Again, I don't like the one hand on the ball running around. But he's going to do a 360 here, still know where his receivers are, make an accurate throw down the field, and convert on third down. I mean, those kind of instinctive plays are not something that you find in a lot of quarterbacks.
He's top 4 in the country in yards per attempt, better than 10 yards per attempt. But we showed some highlights from the Duke game. He had 5 turnovers in that game. Very fortunate he didn't have 7 or 8. Yet he continued to make plays. What does that tell you?
Well, first of all, you can improve some of the turnover issues with good fundamental techniques. But it shows me what kind of competitive character the guy has to have the resiliency to be able to overcome bad plays, which I think is really important for quarterbacks because you're going to always have some. So that's why his team has been successful with him playing quarterback.
This is how it looks in the ACC. The most likely outcome is that SMU and Miami play in the championship game because Clemson would come up short in a 3-way tie. SMU still unbeaten in conference play. You see that SMU doesn't play Clemson. Pittsburgh, oddly enough, still has a chance if they can create a tie at 6-2, which means that they need SMU to lose a couple of times. But SMU has made this transition into a power conference look easy.
I feel like this is our weekly reminder, again, that they are in the ACC and that they're doing a heck of a job. Rhett Lashley, who Coach is very familiar with, when he came up through the SEC with Gus Malzahn, had Nick Marshall, a quarterback that could do a lot of great things. He is an outstanding coach. 3rd year in the ACC. Came into this year, really, Preston Stone was his guy. That was his quarterback. Within the year, makes the switch. Jennings, who you just did a great job there in the film room on, showing his big playability. But when he plays within the structure of the offense and then can stay confident in that and then not always rely on the athletic ability, he's going to get better every single week. This team's for real.
Yeah, if he minimizes the turnovers, which when they've struggled, that's been the issue.
Yep.
But the thing that I like about SMU is they play really good defense. They're one of the top defensive teams in the country in terms of takeaways, rush defense, lots of categories. And that's the biggest difference in Miami is their inability to stop people because of their defense. So,
yeah. No, when you were saying that about the defense, I'm thinking about the Canes, and they're just awful on defense. They kind of caught up with them last week down the road in Atlanta against Georgia Tech, and now I think they still have everything in front of them. That may have been the best thing that could happen to that team moving forward. Losing that game against Georgia Tech, I think it's going to wake up their defense now to how they're going to have to play different, play better. I think Miami's going to be okay.
Their game at Syracuse is scary, by the way.
Last one of the
careful
season.
there.
They're on a bye week right now, so they have the opportunity to maybe get right on the defensive side. To your point, and to your point, Miami gave up 270 yards rushing, I think, to Georgia Tech or whatever it is. You're not going to be able to do that, and obviously they've been very close in like 4 or 5 of their games, but Cam Ward is the difference maker.
Right.
He's obviously the best player on the field whenever he's on the field. 35 total touchdowns this season. He's been on fire. Clemson, obviously, they've been able to. Now the Louisville loss sets them back a little bit, but since the Georgia opener where everybody thought they were done, they get in there. They're the odd team out if everybody wins out because of winning percentage against Louisville and Florida State. SMU and Miami are undefeated against them. Clemson 1-1 there. So obviously a lot can still happen, but it feels like this is SMU and Miami's conference, even though a lot can still happen in the final couple weeks.
You'll see what happens here. You got a couple of ACC teams on the board. Louisville has come close to being in this mix just on the outside.
Louisville's playing as well as anybody in the country, and I hate to do this, but Stanford, there's not a worse team against ranked teams against the spread the last 5 years than Stanford. So we're going to take Louisville there and go against Stanford.
Hey,
and then we touched on.
Hold on. Are you turning on your own people because you won 1-2 last week? Is that what you're doing? You're turning on your own people because you won 1-2 last week?
I looked at the numbers. Worst team against the spread against ranked teams last 5 years.
Go get them, bro. Go get them.
There's no home field advantage. There's nothing.
Okay. All right. 21-12 still on the year.
We touched on Notre Dame earlier. Virginia's been really good, 3-0 on the road as an underdog. They've covered 3 straight. Senior day at Notre Dame. We're going to say Virginia hangs around.
Okay.
That's a lot of points.
Capman, Jeff Brown.
Yep.
Might be a...
What's the hoodie?
Well, I was trying to show support to the guys on the desk. Some guys have alma maters that are having good years, and some are having alma maters that don't have good years. And the only team that's worse than my alma mater is Coach Saban's alma mater. So.
Congrats, Coach.
Penn State.
Bad.
Congrats, Coach. Go Golden Flashes.
Still support watching Maction during the week.
Miami beat them.
Still a good hoodie, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good hoodie. That bald head, blue eyes.
Steve making a couple of picks, one more to go on the board. Arkansas and Texas coming up at noon. This is an old SWC rivalry in the day. We'll flash back to some. Oh, look what the right reverend did to him. Dropped the horns down. And Dylan Sampson, this guy's gotten the end zone 20 times for the Big Orange. He has been the guy who's carried their offense.
It's okay to help people out. You know, it's okay to see people at their best. It's okay to bring people up. Because I believe if you bring people up at their best, it only makes you your best.
Subway launched new $6.99 meal deals with any 6-inch sub.
Wait, Subway did what?
Dad?
Yep. For a limited time, get any 6-inch sub, chip, and a drink, all for just $6.99.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check your school's saying first before saying it.
High tide. High tide, guys. High tide. High tide. High tide. High tide.
It's roll tide.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Let's unretire. Why not?
Delay a game.
I'm good right here.
What is sport? It's more than training at dawn and drills after dark. It goes beyond the gym, through city streets, and on to the stage. Sport inspires. It entertains and challenges. So ask yourself, is this sport? Yeah, even that. Sport is everywhere, for everyone. Sport is everything.
Today, let's paint with Behr.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, what do you have?
It just says ain't.
I thought you said you researched this.
Aren't all paints the same?
No, they're not. Get the most trusted paint brand in America at an everyday low price, only at the Home Depot.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hardee's candied bacon, glistening with caramelized brown sugar, adds a festive twist to made-from-scratch breakfast biscuits, Frisco sandwiches, or anytime. Unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. Try our new app-exclusive candied bacon Frisco chicken.
No peeking. Okay. Open.
Over 600,000 USPS employees working in sync to ensure everything sent on its holiday ride ends with a moment of joy. The United States Postal Service.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
No, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami?
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Changes in the air. It's a new era, new team-ups, new stages set. Whose time is it? We'll see. This isn't last season. Nah.
Puts up a three-pointer.
This time is different.
Beautiful November morning, a hint of chill, leaves starting to turn, and just the aroma of desperation for the dogs. And he's showing they still have a little bite here.
That's what happens. You back them into a corner.
That's right.
They come out. They're ready.
come out. See if the big dog is ready to eat.
You can hear him.
Sound like Pat. We need to introduce Peter to him.
Yeah, we should.
Go down and let him say hello.
Hey, Peter is jacked.
Been doing his squats. He
is jacked. That dog's got shoulder. I mean,
Kirby Smart's going to join us shortly. Talk about how the Dogs have worked on some things that plagued them against Ole Miss. We'll break down the bracket, try our best to clear up some of the confusion about how all of this is going to work and give you a little bit of projection. And Pat, $150,000.
yeah, and this kid played high school soccer, very athletic, jumped over the fence here from Indiana, but a dog.
Oh.
I think there's a chance here.
He's got a shot.
It's going to be an expensive Saturday, I think.
Oh, that hurt Colts fan, too, back in the day. Huh?
We need one.
DoorDash counting us down to kickoff on ABC. Quinn Ewers and the Horns going into Fayetteville to take on the Razorbacks. Remember, Razorbacks, they've already gotten one UT in the SEC this year. They gave Tennessee its only loss there. Sark's first season didn't necessarily go that well when he went to visit the Hogs, and they've got a rich history against each other. Texas and Arkansas, 1969. President Nixon was going to bring a presidential plaque to declare the winner of the 1-versus-2 game a champion. That's Bill Montgomery to Chuck Dicus.
This is wishbone error. The forward pass was like 6 times a game. So that's a big deal. They got a completion here.
Jim Bertelsen goes in. Tom Campbell, the son of the Longhorns defensive coordinator Mike Campbell, the game-sealing interception. Texas won despite 6 turnovers. Got that plaque. Wow. 2000, the running game in the fourth quarter, the Cotton Bowl. Michael Jenkins running through the Horns. Pigs outscored them 17-0. Recognize him, Kirk?
That's Darren McFadden.
Cedric Cobbs.
Cedric Cobbs. Well, McFadden's 5.
Look. Boom.
Oh.
The right referee. We're going to win this game. Horns down. And then I mentioned this. Sark's first year.
Raheem Moore.
Yep, Rocket Sanders. Good job. Good call. Yeah. Good call. Now with South Carolina. And then A.J. Green. You know, the Hogs ran for 333 yards that night. Beat them 40-21. They stormed the field. They're not really fond of the Longhorns. There should be some intensity when this game kicks off this afternoon.
Rivalries matter in college football, and this one runs deep.
We all know about the rivalry and what it means.
A lot of it, like the older guys, they hate Texas more than they love Arkansas.
With the fans having the hate that they do.
On the road at a place like that, loud crowd, packed house.
It's going to be a tough place to play.
Here's Green. Gets a block to the outside, and he will take it in. That was absolutely filthy on this juke.
You have to defend a lot of offense. His ability to make all the throws down the field. And then when you have a guy like him running it, it can be extremely challenging.
Hit! He's going down!
He ripped the football out. Texas has a takeaway.
Our defense continues to force turnovers.
Their D-line up front, they're really big. They're really simple, but they play hard.
I think we just know how to play together as a team. There's not many people who try to make plays that they're not supposed to make. Both teams kind of understand what the game is going to be when we go in there and we battle our hearts out.
Taking a look at today's Goodyear road test, the Texas defense has been elite in limiting explosive plays, but perhaps because of some of the struggles the Arkansas defense has had, you overlook the fact that the Pigs can get you and get you quickly. Rushes of 10 yards, completions of 20 yards, those are explosive plays. Arkansas has been among the best teams in the country. Now, they have gotten blown out at home a couple of times by LSU and by Ole Miss, but they'll be ready for Texas.
Yeah, they definitely will. And we talked about this at the beginning of the show, and we use the Coach Lou Holtz when you're really trying to win something or spoil something, especially for somebody that you hate. I learned yesterday that Arkansas's hatred for Texas is very real. I did some research on it. In the early 1990s, the athletic director for Arkansas, Mr. Broyles, he left the Southwest Conference because he thought that Texas had too much say. Now, he comes over to the SEC, been here for 32 years. Texas comes into their conference, and at the end of the season, where Texas is ranked 3rd, there would be nothing better for this Arkansas team and Coach Pittman than to smack the Longhorns in the mouth. Now, with that being said, running back Jaquindon Jackson is back for Arkansas. Taylon Green from Texas would love to have a massive game. It's almost setting up for Arkansas to be some spoilers here at home in a massive rivalry, Nick.
Well, I think the big thing is the defense. You know, Arkansas's defense have struggled. They've given up so many explosive plays and so many points. And I think one of the underrated parts of Texas team is how good their defense really is. It's the #1 defense in the SEC. They get turnovers. They don't give up big plays. So I think those things are really hard to overcome.
I think I agree with Pat as far as the hate is concerned. They're going to have to match. Texas is going to have to match Arkansas's energy. But in the video we saw, a common theme for Arkansas was the running game.
Yeah.
And Arkansas, now that Bobby Petrino is back as the OC, they're number 4 in the conference in rushing offense, averaging over 190 yards per game. The other factor is time of possession. When you can run the ball, you can control the clock. I think that's going to be their recipe for success. If they're going to beat Texas today, first is going to be the attitude they come to the field with. Just like the attitude Texas dealt with when Georgia came to Austin. That's what they're going to have to deal with, and then run the ball and control the clock.
Fayetteville, like anywhere else in the SEC, is such an advantage, especially at night. This one's an early kick. But they beat Tennessee. You know, they beat Tennessee at home. That's what they're capable of doing. But, Coach, I agree with you about the secondary. Sam Pittman came out and said it's basically, he's not telling you how many guys, it's open tryouts basically for the secondary. This week, getting ready for Quinn Ewers, who's coming off a career game against Florida. So I think that's the biggest concern I have is I think Quinn Ewers and those receivers are going to have a monster day.
Two things that makes Texas special. Texas is the only team in the nation that's number in the top 10 in rushing offense, pass defense, pass offense. And they've won 9 straight road games, and they're tough to win a road. Now, Texas is my pick to win the national championship. That's my story, and that's what I'm sticking.
That's his August story.
Are you sticking to it if Arkansas gets them today?
Texas is winning the national championship.
That would be great for Coach Pittman, though. You think about that offseason.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, just everything going forward. I mean, knock off Tech. They hate them over
Pat,
that.
when you say like a rivalry game, like honestly, backyard brawl, the fact it's one thing to show Richard Nixon in 1969, but you show 2021.
Yeah.
When Arkansas went in there and just blew them up. And it was Sark. It was Sark's team. I think that gets their attention.
So Sark had 11 guys that are still on the team from that particular loss.
Yeah.
9 of them are starters.
I think it's more real.
Yeah, I think they understand that this is a real thing.
What do you got against Richard Nixon?
1969. I mean, it was, players today are like.
You know where Jaquindon Jackson started his college career, don't you?
Where's that?
Quarterback at the University of Texas.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, little comeuppance, maybe.
There we go. Went to Utah. Now he's back there.
Yeah, we talked about the game in 1969. That was 1 versus 2. So it got us to thinking which teams have met the most often as AP top 2 teams. So 1 versus 2.
Florida State, Miami.
No.
No. Okay.
Texas, Oklahoma.
That's a good guess.
That was a good guess. That would have.
In the regular season or just in general?
USC, Notre Dame.
No.
USC and somebody.
No.
Alabama, LSU.
Bingo. We were there last week.
LSU.
Okay.
Alabama. It's his fault.
Is Alabama,
LSU.
3 times.
Really?
Really? I thought it was Pitt, West Virginia.
That was the judgment day.
Hey, Ruiz,
I should have known that.
Never discuss politics and pass defense.
Especially with Arkansas.
That was a good Affleck question. What did you change? It used to be religion in there in the middle too.
Yeah.
You can talk about.
comment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here's what we've got in store for you today. Great triple header coming up. It's football all day long, and it will start with that Texas-Arkansas game. 3 versus unranked. LSU and Florida in the middle, and then Tennessee and Georgia tonight. You know, it's not the only rivalry game in the state of Arkansas today. From Fayetteville, we'll go to the Battle of the Ravine. Ouachita Baptist against Henderson State. They are located 3,696 feet apart. You know, you golfers, the golf coaches have reached one stadium to the other. Driver, 3-iron. You can get from one stadium to the other. You just walk. Yeah, you just walk across the highway there in Arkadelphia, highway number 67, and you're right there. They'll do it.
Depend on who's hitting the driver in the 3-iron?
Well, yeah, it'd take me like 7 shots. But you also have the Monon Bell, Wabash, and DePaul. They played for that big locomotive bale for
Indiana football state.
And how about the Cortica Jug, Ithaca and Portland? Now, they bought a milk jug for $2 back in the 50s. They put the scores of each game on. They filled up, now 2 jugs are on the 3rd jug.
I heard Rossio used to fill that up with moonshine back when he was in Italy. Booze bag.
I wouldn't want to look in there and see what that might have been filled up with at that time. Cincinnati's taking on Iowa State tonight. The Cyclones have dropped their last two. They've fallen out of the college football playoff rankings. But, man, they have a loyal following at Jack Trice Stadium. And as Jen Latta joins us, Jen, the connection between fans and team not always dependent on a record.
That's right, Reese. Maybe you saw this viral video a few weeks ago of a fan making his way through the Iowa State tailgate scene wearing a Star Wars Darth Vader costume. It was never meant to be anything more than a funny way to participate in the Iowa State blackout. But you know, Star Wars at its core, guys, it's a story about fathers and sons and legacies. And as it turns out, so is this story.
Troy DeJudy has been tailgating at Iowa State football games since he was a boy.
Oh, yeah. We need more stuff.
So naturally, he was eager to share his love of Cyclone football with his 3 children, beginning with his oldest son, Carson.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But it wasn't just football. They also bonded over their mutual affection for Star Wars.
The Jedi were the good guys. That was why he thought it was cool to be a Jedi.
He was my Jedi Knight, honestly. He had a heart of gold. He'd give you the shirt off his back.
Love you.
Love you, Claire.
He believed in the Force in a way that only a 5-year-old can. Carson literally thought that the reason he couldn't make the lightsaber jump across the room into his hand is because he didn't believe enough.
In May of 2010, Heather DeJudy was driving their 3 children, Carson, Chase, and Claire, to Carson's karate class when a pickup truck hit their minivan.
3 cars all mangled after a messy accident, and from the looks of things, this minivan took the brunt of the damage.
My phone rang, and the woman says, "I'm the house nurse at Mercy, and we need you to come here immediately." And they took me in to see Carson, and they said Carson has suffered a cervical dislocation, and you can't save Carson. I sat on a chair next to him, and I propped the phone up on a pillow in his lap, and I held his hand, and we watched Star Wars. Because if you're gonna say goodbye, why not do it with what you both love?
As a result of their injuries, 5-month-old Claire and 5-year-old Carson both died. A few months later, still struggling with the enormous loss, Troy did something that would become a yearly Halloween tradition.
When Carson was younger, he was Anakin Skywalker. So I went out and I bought the Darth Vader costume. It started as just a way for me to connect with my son.
Last month, about 2 weeks before Halloween, Troy, now remarried, and his wife Michelle were headed to the Iowa State UCF game to cheer on the undefeated Cyclones.
The football team was wearing black uniforms. We were loading our truck. I said, maybe I should bring the Darth Vader costume. Maybe I'll throw it on, it'll be funny.
It was sitting out already for Halloween, and he thought, you know what, blackout game? We'll just grab it and we'll see what comes of it.
A little before 3, I snuck away to the truck and I put on the costume. We had a black Iowa State flag, and maybe I'd stand there while the team bus went by, and it would kind of be funny.
It caught on right away, and we didn't see him probably for 2 hours.
I don't know how many pictures I took, but had to have been in the hundreds. Carson would have loved this. He would have loved the attention, but more so he would have loved just sort of the sheer joy on people's faces.
That night on the field, with the Cyclones trailing late and their undefeated season in trouble, Troy says he found himself thinking of Carson and the power of belief.
Back to run it. A sneak touchdown! Rocco back took it in.
I like to think that maybe Carson was giving a little force push on the back end to push him across the goal line.
And Iowa State improves to 7-0 on the season.
The next day, the Iowa State Athletics social media team posted this 9-second video of Troy. It's been viewed by more than 3 million people.
It was shortly after that I had said, you know what? Like, people don't know the story behind it. Maybe they just need to know why you're doing it.
On October 21st, Troy published a series of posts on X, explaining who he was and why Darth Vader was in Ames, Iowa that day.
Carson would have loved every minute of it. He would have loved the season. He would have loved his team. And when things looked down like they did Saturday night, he would have no doubt whispered, "Just believe," and given a little force push. Go Clones. Carson loved 3 things. He loved Iowa State, he loved Star Wars, and he loved Halloween. It's a perfect memorial for him because it just combined all those things that he loved most in the world.
In the Star Wars universe, Anakin Skywalker grows up to be Darth Vader. So in a way, Darth Vader represents Carson all grown up. And here on College Game Day, we want to make sure that Troy maintains that tradition as long as he can. And since we have those Disney connections, the folks at Disney are gifting Troy this deluxe, complete Star Wars costume so that he can use it for Halloween for years to come. And it also comes with this very cool Elite FX lightsaber. Can you show us how that saber works, Darth Vader? Thank you, Troy, for sharing your story with us here on College Game Day.
That's for sure, Jen. Remarkable story. The connection between the fans, the teams, and families, that is really what sets this sport apart from just about any other. Still to come on College Game Day, is it prime time in Colorado? They take on Utah, and the Buffs are ranked 17th. Inside track to the Big 12 championship game, and maybe a spot in the college football playoff. What? WWE superstar and Universal Champion Cody Rhodes is our celebrity guest picker. Wonder if he can convince Coach Corso to go with the Dogs over the Vols, and there he is. Touchdown! Kobe Smart will join us live, coming up right after the break.
It isn't the holidays without a little magic. Inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Get everything to make your season jolly, delivered at the speed you need. The holidays have arrived at the Home Depot.
So what you're asking me is, how would I direct a Porsche ad? Okay. Everything you'd expect from Porsche, and a few things you'd never imagine.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Team, it's been a grind.
but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach!
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 90s? This flashback is off the hook. The 90s Gordita Supreme is back in the $7 Lux Cravings box. Relive the decades, only at Taco Bell. Booyah!
Just for you, just for you, just for you. My love, just for you, just for you. I finally realized that it's just for you.
On a Longing, Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, what are you doing here? Texting another conference now.
Yeah, but it's like on the other side of the country. It's really, really far.
But you're not even on our schedule this season.
Maybe we can meet you in the playoffs.
That's crazy talk.
You know what else is crazy? Getting all that Dr. Pepper flavor with 0 sugar.
But Dr. Pepper doesn't have a questionable secondary like Tech does.
Here, catch!
And that's why you're a mascot.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
The time has come. Two larger-than-life legends collide.
John Jones is back! The undisputed heavyweight champion of the world! Stipe is the most successful heavyweight of all time.
History will be made.
This is MMA at the highest level.
And the world will be watching. One fight for all time.
Oh, Madison Square, catch me at the fight.
College Game Day is brought to you by Geico. Check out College Game Day on social to get more fan cam action.
Watching the progress of painting the dog on the head. I thought we were going to do that to Stanford Steve or have something there. Did that change?
That should have been.
That's a live look
That looked
right
good,
there.
Steve.
That's a damn good dog right there.
We'll continue to update progress as conditions warrant. Oh, well, see, that's not nice. Taking a little shot at Josh Heupel here. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Peyton's on the board.
Pretty clever. Well, all right. That was an unfortunate in the aftermath of the Ole Miss game last week. Not wearing the orange, bringing the boom. Reference to Uga. His real name there as we get ready for Tennessee and Georgia tonight. You know, Tennessee doesn't hate Georgia nearly as bad as they hate Alabama and Florida, and Georgia doesn't have anywhere near the contempt for the Vols that they have for, say, Florida. It might be a condition that you see repeating itself there. Also, Auburn and even Georgia Tech. That's probably because of the history of this rivalry. They once went 30 years without playing, and in the 25 years before the SEC split into divisions, they only played 8 times. But as Ryan McGee tells us, they have more than made up for it since they became rivals.
Other rivalries have the cool nicknames. Deep South's oldest, and old-fashioned hate, and Third Saturday and whatnot. But any true old-school fan of either Tennessee or Georgia knows all about the bitter dog versus coon tick hound, fang-sharpening history of the black and red versus the orange and white. This is the game that introduced Herschel Walker to the world and to Bill Bates' face. Where we learned that 4th and 14 in the fourth quarter isn't all that far after all.
Schuler has time over the middle for the first down.
The game that taught us what a hobnail boot is.
We just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot and broke their nose.
And then what a Dobbs nail boot is.
Dobb fires long for the end zone. The pass is going to be caught by Tennessee. Out by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings.
A series built on winning streaks. The 90s were Big Orange. The last 2 decades have been largely hunkered down by those hairy dogs. Dooley versus Majors, Larry Munson and John Ward, dividing holiday tables at the border and turning Chattanooga into a DMZ. So many games, so many years, but none bigger than this game this year.
Ryan, thank you. The stakes are enormous, and Georgia would like to put another hobnail boot on their face and break their nose, and Kirby Smart has done that to a whole lot of people over the course of his career. 5-time national champion, 3 as an assistant with Nick Saban at Alabama, twice here at Georgia. A number of accolades and trophies in that beautiful new football building over there, and we are delighted to have the head coach of the Dogs join us here at the DoorDash dashboard, Kirby Smart. And, I think anytime, Pat, you think about Kirby Smart, even before the coaching, you think of some big moments, right?
Especially with Georgia, Tennessee happening. Roll the tape, please. Coach, how many times have we shown this this week with Peyton Manning at quarterback and you at...
Here it comes.
Here we go. Coach, how many times did you show this? Hey, this big forehead having some bitch who's going to go on to be a GOAT. He's going to be a history maker. Number 16, what did he not know about? Kirby Smart. Get some. Score, Coach. All right, we're going to go out of bounds. First career interception against Peyton Manning. Obviously, you would both go on to do great things. How often do you show that to the team and say, boys, this is the attention to detail we need. This is the lack of fear that we need to showcase. And this is the quickness and the agility that you need to have against a great Tennessee team.
I'm very proud I got a tip and an overthrow against the Hall of Famer. I just don't need him posting all the throws he made on me today. I don't need to see all that.
We don't need to see anything.
Only positive energy.
Yeah,
only positive energy.
We're going to focus on that one right there.
Yeah.
Kirby, tell us what the key to playing against this fastball spread offense with people all over the field. What is the key for you on defense?
The number one key for us is to get lined up, okay? You're going to see a situation here where they're spread out. They've got a guy standing up top on the sideline, down at the bottom on the sideline. They make you play basketball on grass. So the key is to get lined up. So right here you can see as they get ready to pre-snap, we got a star sitting here inside, Tyke Smith, inside their slot receiver. They do a tremendous job of going with pace. They want to get things going with the first play of a series. You can see this play here. Kirk will play it.
Yeah, we're hitting play, and it's not responding.
We're froze
here.
up.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing about it.
We look like we're in slow motion right now. I wonder why we weren't moving around.
Here we go.
Here we go. Great job here. They're getting the ball out quick. We got to defeat blocks on the perimeter here.
Wow, defeat the block out there.
You got to cover that. Now watch. Here's the key. You got to get lined up quick. These guys are back on the ball within 10 seconds, faster than anybody in the country. They practice it year-round, so you got to be ready to go when they are.
A lot of teams seem to drop 8. You guys, in 3 years, you've given up 13 points against Josh Heupel's offense. They scored 38 against everybody else. You get aggressive. You tend to turn it up. What's the key to the success that you've had in those 3 years, besides getting lined up because they go so fast?
Well, that's the number one key. You got to get lined up and execute. We don't want to give anything. A lot of their plays are gifted because people aren't lined up. Okay, you make them earn it, and they do that. They do a great job in the run game. He's done a tremendous job this year with his back of pounding people, and taking shots. So you got to get lined up. You got to out-execute, and you do need to stay aggressive.
Coach, I came over here this morning with Corso, and we were talking about this game. He said he thinks special teams is going to be a big part. What role do you think special teams is going to play in tonight's game?
Well, both defenses are really good defenses, especially theirs. They're playing at a high level, so that becomes field position. Offenses like to get good field position to be aggressive, and you set that up for your kicking game. Both teams have great kickers, and both teams have really good punters. So their guys, I've never seen it before. He can roll left and kick left. He can roll right and kick right. Wow. Very unique. Yeah.
Freak athletes.
That's pretty freak athletes.
You know that? You know
right.
that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that your defense always does a good job of is people think of secondary people as cover people.
Right.
But when you play this kind of offense, they got to play great block protection on the perimeter, and you got to tackle. And they can't catch and run with the ball, and I think that's what your team has done a great job of.
I appreciate it. That's what we preach. No run after catch on these guys. No free yards. They do catch them, but you got to get them on the ground when they catch them.
How do you juggle, how much you put in the box there? Obviously, because you're talking about the guy all the way up at the top. They're trying to spread you out, and then they pound the rock.
Right.
How do you juggle how many you have in the box, when you have in the box? Is it situational? How do you handle subbing? All of it. What is the kind of mentality as you take on this offense?
Well, I learned from a really smart guy.
What's his name?
I can't remember. But you try to do more with less. Right? You try to do more with less. So you got to strike blockers. You got to play blocks inside. You can't exchange one for one. If we ever exchange one for one, then we lose that down. So we got to do a great job against the run with the box people we have there, and then everybody's got to close once they hand it.
For fans, just to simplify it, it's very unusual how spread out these receivers are.
Very unusual.
Like for fans, they just see offenses. Maybe they see spread. You're talking almost they might be a yard or two from the sideline, and over here they're a yard or two from the sideline. Just talk about what that does. It's stretching you out, and what that does to the box, the line of scrimmage, versus those vertical seams that they're trying to create.
It makes you declare yourself. You're either in the box or you're not. So they get really wide and say, are you out here covering or are you in here? And they get clearer pictures. They make it easier for the quarterback. We're either going to throw it or we're going to run it. And they're right a lot of the time, almost all the time. You have to out-execute. You have to get lined up and give nothing free.
The last time we saw you was at Texas, and you used this idea that nobody believed, and you used it brilliantly to get your team in the right psychological state against Texas. Loves it. Now, with the whole first team out thing, how have you used that with your guys this week?
Well, we didn't talk about it. We didn't have to talk about it. I think everybody understood when that came out Tuesday night. I think we came out and had a great practice Wednesday. We got to focus on that. We're not playing the college football playoff committee. That's not who we're playing against. We're playing against Tennessee. We got to focus on the task at hand. The rest of that will take care of itself. So we got an opportunity tonight to go out and play, and that's what we've been focused on.
What's it like coaching here where you played? What's it like?
Awesome. It's awesome. I mean, all these people, I went to school here.
I know.
Right? So you know a lot of them. It's great. It's cool. And tonight, our fans are going to be elite now. When we go at night, it's special around here. I think everybody's going to find that out. Everybody's seen it before. This guy's going to see it. He's going to see what we have to offer, and I think our fans will be up for that.
Boy, it's hunting tonight.
Coach, what's that coming down the track?
What's that coming down the track?
It's the lead machine in the red and black. Ain't nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go Dogs. Go Dogs.
Hey.
Dogs! Sick 'em.
That's a little different than that.
I'll tell you what, Kirby, I don't know who the drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan is, but I'm excited for these folks to have the first home game in 37 days.
37 days.
37 days.
Get loud. Get loud tonight.
I'm sure they will. Kirby, always great to see you. Good luck tonight. Thanks for being with us. Kirby Smart, the head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs. But we want to balance some things out. And let me tell you who else is coming down that track. It's a big orange number 6. 20 touchdowns that Dylan Sampson has scored for the Big Orange this season. 33 in his career, Marty Smith. And Kirby talked about it. They want to run the football with Dylan Sampson.
Thank you, Reese. Good morning. What is the lasting power of presence? The enduring impact of intention? The moment you realize that using your own platform to empower others, in fact, helps you find your true purpose. For Tennessee running back Dylan Sampson, that moment came in a faraway land in a chance meeting with an indomitable teenager.
Hey, yo. Everything you work for, everything you strive for, it's for this game.
Bounce to the outside.
Attack every detail, every rep, man.
Strong running by Dylan Sampson. There's that speed.
Make them tap out. Make them quit.
To the end zone. Touchdown. Dylan Sampson again.
Before Tennessee running back Dylan Sampson burst into the national college football consciousness in the summer of 2024, the junior was among 34 student-athlete vol leaders who traveled to Botswana and South Africa to create positive social change through sport.
All right, that was fun, that was fun.
It kind of put it in perspective. Even though a lot of the youth and a lot of the kids don't have probably as much resources as we do here in the United States, you know, they still have a sense of maturity, and just humbleness has just meant a lot to me.
It's beautiful just to see, the smiles he put on people's face, like, people he impacted in life.
While in South Africa, the ball leaders were introduced to 13-year-old Simpiwe Dechaba. When he was 7 years old, Simpiwe contracted septicemia, a life-threatening bacterial infection of his bloodstream. Complications led to both of his legs, his right arm, and several fingers on his left hand being amputated.
It's just something about his story. He never let it get to him. He always loved sports. He started running track. Just to see, you know, somebody with that much vibrant energy and that much passion, you know, considering the circumstances, just makes you appreciate everything you got going for you in life.
1, 2, 3, Tennessee!
So we got in the huddle, I was like, I'm gonna give him a toss.
When I say hut, go around me.
And he's gonna follow the
around
ball.
me. I'm gonna toss you the ball. 1, 2, Tennessee!
He learned quick. He's like a quick learner.
Say go! Go!
And he ain't look back.
Spike the ball! Go! Hey, with the champ right here, with the champ.
Game-winning touchdown.
Tell the camera something. Tell them something positive.
Tell them what you did.
You don't want to know what I know.
He's fighting through adversity, his circumstances. He's not portraying any negative on anybody else just because of what he has to go through. I think just as much as he wants to succeed, he likes to see other people happy too.
1, 2, 3.
The relationship between these friends has evolved. On the same November day that Dylan scored his 19th touchdown to break the single-season Tennessee record, Simpiwe broke South African U-17 Paralympic records in both the 100 meters and the 200 meters.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Hey, congratulations on your records.
Thank you. Congratulations too, bro.
Hey, I saw yours. I had to break mine too, man.
I still see the bright future in front of me.
Oh yeah, that's what I told everybody. Confidence. Yeah. Confidence. You gotta do the celebration for him.
You don't want to know what I know.
You don't want to know what I know. Next game I score, I'm doing it. Oh yeah, keep working hard too. Go break some more records.
Thank you. You too.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you don't want to wait.
You know what I know.
I often do think about that trip and him just remembering that light kind of in my soul and in my heart. He just has a genuine spirit, and you know, I try to keep that with me.
About Simpiwe and his condition, Dylan told me, I don't think he can be offended. He doesn't know how. He said, yes, he knows his situation, but he also understands what he can do. And when someone has that level of self-confidence, it permeates everyone in his path and in his journey on every single day of his life. He is such a light, and that is Simpiwe. And Reese, do not be surprised if Dylan Sampson reaches pay dirt tonight in Sanford Stadium if he doesn't do Simpiwe's touchdown celebration like this right here. You don't want to know what I know.
Marty, thank you very much. And Dylan Sampson has been absolutely sensational. You know he broke all of Eddie Lacy's high school records with Dutchtown.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Man.
Great running back.
It's better if we look this way because the sun.
Here's the triple header. Texas and Arkansas. It's better to look that way, look away from the sun. You only glance at the sun. You don't stare at it, Kirk. That could be a problem. LSU and Florida, Tennessee and Georgia. Also coming up tonight at noon on ABC. There is Sam Pittman. Arkansas has been explosive on offense. DoorDash counting us down to kickoff inside 90 minutes before they go at it against the third-ranked Razorbacks in Fayetteville. At noon on ESPN, immediately following College Game Day. For all the talk about Cade Klubnik, nobody's talking about the Shades. Also not talking about, he's third in the country with 24 touchdown passes. They'll take on Pitt without their starting quarterback, Eli Holstein. That man, Nate Yarnell, will make his fourth career start. That's coming up right after Game Day here. Still to come, the bracket for the college football playoffs. Is it confusing? Is it not? We'll break it down, show you how we're going to get to 12 at the end of the season, and why the position for some team might surprise you. Ducks and the Bucks both hit the road in the Big Ten. Is it inevitable that those two will meet again in the Big Ten championship game? Both has the road test. Ohio State's a little bit different because they are going to Wrigley Field. And this Thanksgiving, Moana and Maui back on a new epic adventure in Disney's Moana 2 in theaters everywhere, November 27th. Here is a special look.
If you can watch one movie this Thanksgiving,
We're back! Eat up. We don't want the pork getting cold. Ooh. Gotta stop doing that.
make sure it's
Moana.
Moana, you're more than a chief. You're a leader, connector of the entire sea. May the ancestors
Continue to guide us.
Disney invites you
Moana. If you try to reconnect the people of the ocean, you will be destroyed.
to the biggest movie event of the holiday season
This will be harder than anything we faced before.
that can only be seen in theaters.
This is serious.
Is something distracting you?
Who we're meant to be.
Disney's Moana 2, rated PG, only in theaters November 27th.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. Thanks to generous supporters, we're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
For the better part of a century, Harry and David has been making gourmet gifts that bring people together, to share traditions and make new memories, to bring us all closer, even when we're apart. No matter when and no matter where, life is a gift best shared. Harry and David, life is a gift. Share more.
Refresh your energy with zero sugar, essential vitamins, and proven ingredients. Celsius. Live fit.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
In the wilderness, fearless and human, sauvage, eau forte, the new parfum, Dior.
The 12-team playoff, it's wide open.
It creates more hope for more teams.
The top 25 rankings reveal and 12-team CFP projection Tuesday on ESPN. This is what they'll be playing for, the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. They'll hand it out on January 20th in Atlanta. Now, the most recent College Football Playoff rankings came out. And remember, there are 3 more before the final ones. This is how it looks based on the College Football Playoff Selection Committee rankings, how the bracket would look if you filled it in. And remember, there's a difference in rankings and seeding. Now, look, this is the bracket right now, but here's what I want to do to try to clear up some of this confusion with the numbers. Let's wipe the bracket clean and start from scratch and sort of show you how this is going to work. Now, the first thing you need to know, the quarterfinal round That's only the 4 highest ranked conference champions, which means the winner of the conference championship game. If you don't win your conference championship game, you cannot advance to the quarterfinals with a bye. So the highest ranked conference champion would be seeded number 1. Then the second highest ranked conference champion, regardless of where they're ranked, will be seeded number 2, and also the same for 3 and 4, the third highest ranked conference champion and the 4th highest ranked conference champion. Now, as you look at the college football playoff rankings over here and all of the teams that you're dealing with, you also have one more automatic bid to get in. So let's go down the rankings and find the next highest ranked conference champion. You see all of the Big Ten teams. You see a team from the Big 12, they're already in. You would get down to Boise State. Now, Boise State then would go in and get the placeholder as the 12th seed, even though they are ranked 13th. So here are the teams that would be in there at the moment. Oregon, we're not predicting that they're going to win it. They're the highest ranked Big Ten team. We're saying if they win the Big Ten championship, then you'd have Miami from the ACC, BYU from the Big 12, Texas would be the 2 seed in the SEC.
I think that we came up with this idea just because I think a lot of people are confused.
Yeah.
And I think you did. We continue to try to do the best job we can in explaining this, but I think the rankings and the seedings create confusion.
Right.
These are placeholders. These are not predictions. Ohio State very easily could be right here if they beat Oregon, if they go to the Big Ten championship. This could be SMU. It's the conference champion. We just put these because they're the highest ranked teams.
Yeah.
So for now, that's where they are.
Now, see, and also the thing that creates a little confusion, the second team out, SMU, we're fully aware that even though the selection committee has Miami ranked ahead of them in the ACC standings, they lead because they were unbeaten. So I mentioned
so this is ACC, Big 10, Big 12, and the SEC. As we sit here right now, and we have Boise who will eventually get in.
Right, and Boise would be the champions of the Mountain West. This, again, just a placeholder to show you how it would look. And this would put Boise in the 12th seed because they're ranked 13th. Now, the one thing to point out and to remember, if Boise State were to be ranked higher by the selection committee than one of these other 4 champions, they would go here and the other champion would go there. So it doesn't mean the group of 5 champion is automatically the 12th.
Or if that 13 were a 7,
they're seeded 7.
They're a 7. Or if that 13 were a 19, they would still get in at 12 because they're the highest of the group of 5 conference champ. If they got upset tonight, lost a game, Army becomes a team maybe coming out of the American that could potentially, or Tulane.
Right.
Somebody from the smaller conferences has to be in here. More than likely, they'll be the 12th seed. And in this case, the 12 highest ranked team, Georgia, gets knocked out because you have to get the group of 5 champion in. So that's how we get that.
Let's fill out the rest of it and try to clear out why the numbers are a little bit different here, okay? So Ohio State is ranked number 2, but they're not a conference champion. They can't be 1 through 4.
These are all saved for the conference champs.
5, Ohio State goes there. Next, you have Penn State because Texas is already in as a conference champion.
Don't be confused by the 4. That's where they're ranked, but they're not a conference champion. They can't be one of the 4 teams.
Also means Ohio State, Penn State, home game, another Big Ten home game.
Another Indiana. Another Big Ten team. And now we're just stacking rankings.
Right.
Once you get the conference champions and you get Boise, now you just start stacking
based on
order.
this.
5 and 6 and 7 and 8. You just start going down the line.
Tennessee would go in. They would have a home game against Notre Dame.
The tricky
8-9 matchup,
Reese, I think the
Alabama and
tricky
Indiana.
part is just clarifying for people. We have to declare the conference champions, the 4 highest, and then you have to declare who's going to be that group of 5 champion. And once you do that, then you just start stacking in order 5, 6, 7, all the way through. Hopefully that makes it it's confusing.
You and I talked about this on your show this week. I think the one tweak I would make, top 4 seeds, whoever you think are the 4 best, they get the bye.
Yeah, they're trying to put an emphasis on championships and conference championships, which is why Notre Dame's highest they could be, because they're not in a conference, could be 5, which is up there.
Yeah.
So here is the champions, basically the highest ranked. Now, we are just projecting them because the College Football Playoff Committee is forcing us to do that.
Yeah.
I think they should have to do that every single week. But nonetheless, champions are here, another champion's there, 5 through 8 with home games, and then we're off and running. That is basically College Football Playoff.
Imagine these games. That's a Boise in Columbus at the Shoe. That's Notre Dame at Neyland Stadium. Ole Miss, in-state college, Alabama, and Bloomington, if it were like this.
So when you first did that tutorial before the season even began, it made perfect sense. Because you didn't have teams slotted. But now that you have teams, you have rankings,
seedings.
you have like records.
Yeah.
Now that's how it's getting more and more confused. I was like, oh, this is simple.
Yeah.
But now the way you guys just broke
Did
it
this
down,
help?
now it's starting to make much
and this
more
could
sense.
be, like I said, this could be Ohio State, and then Oregon would end up moving here. This is the conference.
You're trying to train people to think completely different because they see these two numbers.
Yeah.
But that's when they start to get confused.
Let's take another aspect of this, though, now, because when you're starting to take the teams out of the rankings and stack them, how are they stacked? And this is an issue that you have because you have a number of teams, none of whom have this number one strength of schedule, like Georgia, who's the first team out.
Think of where Georgia's played, Coach.
And I think the number one thing the committee has to do is take great appreciation for strength of schedule. Because in college football, if there's no merit to playing a difficult schedule, why would you ever play a difficult schedule, and how does that affect the fans and how many good games that we see? So you have Indiana right here who has beaten no top 25 team. Beaten no top 25 team. Texas has beaten no top 25 team. So that should mean something because Georgia has beaten 2. Alabama is 4-1 against top 25 teams, but yet how much is that being taken into consideration?
I agree with you 100%. You shouldn't just look at these numbers or these numbers. You should also look at who and where. It has to factor into the equation.
What time of the day? Think about what Georgia's had to do, where they've played, on the road, at night, hostile environment. So Georgia, it's in front of them. They'll more likely have a chance to work it out. Right. But, Coach, I hear coaches, I hear athletic directors, a lot of guys talk about how I'm not going to future schedules. I'm not going to play anybody. What's the all they're looking at is the wins and losses. Why would
I want to bring?
We don't want that to be an answer.
Here.
Okay, good.
They're not going to like it because I agree with everything you're saying about Georgia. How you play counts too.
Yes.
You slip by Kentucky. You don't look great against Florida. You get your doors blown out for 2.5 quarters in Alabama. All of those things should count.
And we're focusing on Georgia, but I mean, this obviously applies to all these teams, and you pointed out teams that haven't played anybody.
Now, to be clear, not Indiana's fault that they didn't play anybody either. They thought they were crap, so they didn't give them a primetime schedule. So football judgment's a big deal with Indiana. How are they executing? How's Ohio State?
That's all fair.
Like that.
That's all fair.
I mean, that's real, and that's going to have to be the balance of the playoff committee there.
So Nick, what if you looked at that with the numbers that Indiana has? They played one team right now that currently has a winning record in Nebraska.
They better play well in Columbus.
How big a deal is it that they play well in Columbus next week against Ohio State?
It's really simple to me. What if they did? What would happen? What if they didn't? What would happen? If they play Georgia's schedule, what would their record be? That's the question you have to ask. But if they don't play, you don't know. That's why it's important to have a difficult schedule, in my opinion.
But with all this in mind, with everything you're looking at, if they go to Columbus next week and they compete and lose, I think we all agree they're going to be in. If they lose 42-7, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
If they lose 42-7 and they're 11-1. What do you guys think will happen to Indiana?
I think they're in trouble.
I think they're in trouble.
The other issue that down the road everybody needs to look at is how do championship games affect this? You could be a 2-loss team, get in a championship game, still be one of the best teams that had the most wins against top teams, and get knocked out because of what you do in a championship game.
And other teams that get in.
Or you could be Notre Dame. You don't have a championship game.
Right.
Exactly. And the trade-off for that was that what Pat mentioned earlier, they can't be seeded higher than 5. They can't. They can't get into the quarterfinals in any way, shape, form, or
fashion. It's a wild year. It's a great year. Biggest and best year of all time.
I promised Nick I would ask Ward Manuel every week about the teams in the conference championship game.
But here is the good news about a 12-team playoff. We had years when we had a 2-team playoff where the third best team should have been in and didn't get in. We had years with a 4-team playoff where the 5th team didn't get in. We're going to get the best teams in the playoff because the best 5 or 6 teams will get in. Right. The controversy is going to come with the other guys.
Yeah. But I'm staying out of it this year.
I thought we were solving all the controversy. Make it 12.
I make it 14.
14. We just multiplied it by 3. That's what we did. One of the teams that you just saw with a 16% chance right now to make the playoff is Tulane. That man, Brian Newberry, will be leading his naval midshipmen against them. The Mids on Senior Day. They'll be honoring 23 who are playing their final game in Annapolis. And boy, Tulane has really come on after a little bit of a slow start, lost a couple of games to Power 4 teams. They will be in the American title game if they are able to win at Navy today. You know, Navy 19-1 in their last 20 senior days. HBCU slate, the CIAA football championship. Virginia Union, Virginia State. They just played last week. They go at it again.
Yeah, Byers has 23 rushing touchdowns. And Mike Wright, the quarterback, has thrown 18 touchdown passes this season. But Romero Williams holding the ball with one hand. Coach Saban doesn't like that. But some of his top receivers are Tayshawn Porter, who's one of his favorite target, averaging 13 yards per catch, had 2 touchdowns a week ago. And that man right there, Jamil Williams, almost 900 yards on the season with 11 touchdowns.
And the SIAC championship, Clark from Atlanta, Miles College from Birmingham.
Yeah, David Wright III, one of the best passers in the division, over 2,800 yards through the air. David Martin and Armand Harris, his favorite targets. But check this out, Allen Riggs, the running game goes through him. Miles College, great on special teams, but their defense is tenacious. This group has 38 sacks, and check this out, guys. 17 interceptions so far this season. A bunch of ball hawks in their secondary. How you guys like that red turf?
Tough on the retinas there. That's on ESPNU. Don't forget, friends at Wheels Up, make sure that Cody Rose get here, our celebrity guest picker. We look forward to having Cody join us to make some picks and see if he picks his beloved dogs. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Road tested, game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is more driven. Just about set to try to give away some money.
Henry Silver, major biology. 150 racks on the line. Played soccer growing up, is a damn good dog, is a freshman from Indiana. I think there's a chance this gets expensive over there. I think Henry Silver goes for some green, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Don't go anywhere. Field goal contest coming up. Much more on Georgia, Tennessee. And right now, a quick word from Duncan.
The $6 meal deal is here. It starts with Duncan's legendary coffee, a toasty, melty bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, and a crispy, crumbly order of hash browns. It's kind of the biggest deal in breakfast. The $6 meal deal, available now.
Drawing the most flavor out of something is a nuanced process. And if that doesn't work, deep fry it until it tastes delicious. Arby's, we have the meat.
He loves that baby.
My pride and joy. And wait till you see the other 2 surprises. A joyful bundle of 3.
3?
I was thinking of gifting one to each of you. I got AT&T's bundle of 3, iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence for me, and iPad and Apple Watch for you.
Get iPhone 16 Pro on us, plus iPad and Apple Watch for 99 cents per month each, and save up to $1,700.
Any NBA play can inspire your next hunch. And with 3 months of NBA League Pass from FanDuel, you're about to get a whole lot more inspiration. So if you think they're going to rock the rim right out of the gates,
hello,
or you want to RSVP to the block party,
there he is. Yes, sir.
Or you think it's going to start raining threes.
Let's go!
FanDuel has more ways to bet on players so you can make your hunches happen. Right now, new customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Plus, all customers get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
What's up, Coach? Yeah, Troy. You're not going to start this game?
Oh. Did you just sing that you're gonna bench me to the Avocados from Mexico jingle?
Well, they make everything better. Tastes good? They're good for you?
No way. Guacamole. That's cool.
That went better than I thought. Get another tray. And the kicker.
Avocados from Mexico.
Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 drinks for $19.99? Deal that good makes me glad I brought a date.
Wow, B-Dubs Pick 6 for $19.99? You sure know your way to a girl's heart.
What's this?
Athletic Ducks signed me to an NIL deal.
An NIL deal?
It's name, injury, and likeness.
Aflac.
With a name like Prime, an injury like mine, and a likeness so fine, that's a triple threat.
Couldn't we just tell people Aflac pays cash for expenses not covered by health insurance?
If we want people to understand how Aflac helps close that gap, we got to get you to think bigger, coach.
You gotta be kidding.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Miss Terry's not gonna like this.
Trouble.
Let game day begin!
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
We topped off the new Sonic Smasher you love with our creamy queso. With hand-smashed patties made to order, it's a cheesy love letter to your taste buds, and they're about to get real emotional. The new Double Sonic Queso Smasher, part of our Smasher lineup.
Nearing the top of the hour, 1 hour away from the start of your college football Saturday. Tonight in prime time, Georgia fighting for its college football playoff life, perhaps, against Tennessee. Tennessee, among three teams, tied with one loss in the SEC. DJ Griff's been whipping up this crowd all morning. Gets it rolling, and Jess, have you found the Spike Squad out there ready to bring the wood for the Dogs tonight?
Well, Reese, let's talk about one of Georgia's newest traditions, the Spike Squad. In 2010, two students brought some shoulder pads and decided to paint them and decorate them with spikes and also their faces, as you can see. Now, dozens of students have joined in on the fun. This is them getting ready for game day today. And now, even the football team is in on the tradition. In 2017, they requested a special set of shoulder pads, and the spikes, of course, were painted gold. And whoever forces a turnover on defense gets to wear those spikes. It's called the Savage Pads. But these may not be Savage Pads, but they're the Sims Pads, and I think they look just as great, Reese.
Cannot wait to see those on a bike boot camp near you on the Peloton coming up. The school of Rex Robinson, Kevin Butler, and Rodrigo Blankenship. I feel like that Pat McAfee's money is in jeopardy.
Reese, I think you're right. We have a first here on the Kicking is Easy 33-yard field goal contest. So the way this works is the first 300 people that get here to College Game Day have an opportunity to get a raffle ticket. That is randomly drawn, and whoever it is normally does the kick. Well, Belle Sessions, who got here at 3 a.m. this morning, was the winner. Her ticket was pulled, and you thought to yourself immediately, what, Belle?
I knew I couldn't do it, and he was next to me, and he said that he could, so we're splitting it.
Okay, so Belle Sessions made the decision to talk to my man, Henry Silver, Henry got here yesterday at 6 p.m. He's been waiting for this moment. Now, Henry, you told her that you could make it. Why do you think that's the case? Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I've kicked a ball before. I've played soccer my whole life. I think I can do it.
This kick is for $150,000. You said you would split it in half, right? Okay, so let's make it $200,000. If you make it, you will both get $100,000. Where are you from, Henry?
I'm from Fishers, Indiana.
Who's your favorite NFL team?
The Colts.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Come on, bro. Hell yeah. To hell with the Falcons. That was rude. They didn't deserve that. I like that. Henry, 33 yards, $100,000 for you, $100,000 for her, $200,000 to hurricane relief, $400,000 on the line. Henry, are you ready?
Of course.
Have you ever said anything bad about kickers?
Of course.
Shut up. Let's go.
Are his shoes tied? Are you make sure his shoes are tied?
Belle, I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for Henry. Kirk, how do you feel about Henry Silver? A lot of moxie.
I like when guys come up to the ball and they kind of step it off. I get a little nervous when they just.
He's a soccer player. He can eyeball it.
All right.
Now, here in Athens, Georgia, it would be beautiful if $400,000 would be up for grabs. Why don't we double it? Because the Georgia Bulldogs. So, $100,000 kick right here, Henry. But what I want to let you know is you're not getting a second opportunity. I don't care if this entire place starts chanting for a second kick. One kick, 800,000 racks, 400,000 to Hurricane Relief, 400,000 to you two split, 200 grand each. Henry Silver from Indiana for Bell Sessions. Let's go, Henry! Oh my! Henry! Henry! Come in, buddy! Come in! Let me see this. Let me see this, Henry.
That was amazing. I mean, he walked in like
Henry! Congratulations, Henry! Congratulations, Bill! Dude! Congratulations, Georgia! What a morning! College game day's the greatest. College football's amazing. Bill, you just won $200,000. You're a genius. Back to you, Reese.
Wow. Unbelievable. You guys know I love Larry Munson, and when he made it, I was up here going, yeah, 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 yeah. Just like Uncle Larry did back in the day. Wow, what a kick. Tonight, 10:15 Eastern Time, Kansas and BYU.
Yeah, guys, look, the Jayhawks not having a season I thought they would, especially with Jalen Daniels returning here 3-6, but there's no fight in this team. Surprised a lot of people by beating Iowa State last week. And BYU, they just find ways to win. This group is scrappy, gritty, and well-coached, but Kansas will love to play the role of spoiler against BYU today.
Kansas lost all of those close games. BYU has won them all. How about Miss Peggy? Colorado's super fan.
Oh, she's the best.
100 years old next week. Yep. Her belated present might be seeing her beloved Buffs in the Big 12 title game. Shedeur and Travis doing their thing, but here's where they're better. Arden Walker forcing this strip sack, Shiloh picking it up and scoring as they got a win on the road. Now, Utah, on the other hand, heartbreaking loss to BYU. They're going back to Isaac Wilson at quarterback. The Utes lost Brandon Rose, who played last week against BYU and acquitted himself well. Yep. But he's out for the season. The third quarterback that Utah has lost this year, and BYU still leads the way in the Big 12, and Colorado controls its path to try to get into the Big 12 championship game. When you give away $800,000, sometimes there's some celebration that takes a little bit longer. Yeah. Nick, the Buffs seem to have improved, and they're surging here at the right time of the season.
Yeah, the thing I like about Colorado right now is they used to be kind of a one-dimensional team. You know, they had a great quarterback in Shedeur. They had really good receivers, Travis Hunter. But now they're playing better complementary football. In the last 3 games, they've rushed for over 110 yards a game. They're only giving up 19 points a game on defense. So they're playing complementary football, which I think that's what they need to do to be able to have a chance to win, you know, in the Big 12.
Yeah, at the end of the season last year, Coach, they really struggled in the trenches, offensive and defensive lines. I think they made some adjustments on the offensive line that has allowed Shedeur Sanders to be upright, to be able to throw the ball. Our guys are coming back on the set now.
He just gave
you're lighter in the pockets now, kid.
He just gave $800,000.
$800,000 just like that.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out how can I get Little Twin and Big Twin into this field goal competition. Like, for real, this is ridiculous.
You're talking about $800,000.
I got to.
You're talking
it's like.
Killed the kid.
Oh, yeah, he killed it. He just nailed it. Like,
I'm
he
proud
should
of
be
that
on
kid.
somebody's team.
I'm proud of Henry Silver from Indiana.
Yeah.
His hometown is literally about like 5 minutes from our Thunderdome where we
can
were
we see that again?
He loves the Colts.
That was impressive. That was like,
wow. I mean, he pured that
thing. He was like, exactly.
Yeah, just right down.
Bro, it doesn't get any better than that.
He might need to be kicking for a team.
I know.
They might need to put that kid on a team.
That's what I'm saying. He should be on somebody's
team. He walked in there like ho-hum, but honestly, man, thank you for doing that segment.
No.
And every week it's fun, but it's like you just gave $800,000.
$400,000 to hurricane relief. That's really becoming a special thing. There's a lot of people reaching out that want to be a part of it as well.
We appreciate it.
I hope we have people like Henry kicking every week so we can continue to do that and give back to the people in the society. I'm lucky to be a part of it. But with that being said,
that was impressive.
$800,000. That's nowhere near enough money to pay for Travis Hunter or Shedeur Sanders. Anyhow.
Back to Colorado.
He's not about that Colorado team.
Money by no stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, they're awesome over there in the Big 12, and College Football Playoff Committee would certainly love them making an appearance out there.
I'm sure they will. I think at this moment, I think they're the best team in the Big 12. I think Colorado's the best team in the Big 12.
I agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
You agree? So what about BYU and Kansas tonight?
9-0, -3 against 3-6.
Somebody knows something.
That's something.
BYU 4-0 in one-score games. Kansas 0-5 in one-score games. Give me the team that's 0-5 in one-score games.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Wow.
I'm picking them.
There's your motivation, BYU.
On my MVP, that was my vulnerable team, BYU. Yeah.
But you just. What are the records? 9-0.
9-0 against 3-6.
3-6. Yeah.
And 3-point spread in Provo.
That's the ultimate. Somebody knows something kind of game.
They got plenty to more proof.
Isn't there a stat though that teams in that situation like BYU overwhelmingly have won and covered the spread?
I like that. Mormons are liking what you're saying.
Overwhelmingly.
Late one. Late kick.
Yeah, I'll be up for it, Steve.
There you go.
Absolutely. Can't sleep with this tooth thing I got going on. Surgery. 800,000.
800 though? Wow.
Everything's great. Everything's great.
No, I echo what Kirk said. Really cool what you're doing there.
Yeah, you're the man, dude.
Just fantastic. Home Depot Doers of the Week, Tyler and Billy Cranford from Cranford Homes in Noonan, Georgia. This is usually the part where we bump and tell you what's coming up next. I'm going to see this kick again.
Nice and fluid, just smooth.
Henry Silver from Fishers, Indiana is a damn good dog with $200,000 in his bank account, and Bell, who made the smart decision to pass the buck.
Yeah.
Smart play.
Yeah, man.
What a moment.
Man.
All right, listen up. Your fire defense isn't cutting it, and it's almost game time.
Hey, you need killer alarms in every room. We're playing zone defense. I mean, fires can happen anywhere.
Like here. Here too.
Des, you can't handle the heat.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
No, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Everybody wants super straight, super white teeth. They want that Hollywood white smile. New Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth and 24/7 sensitivity protection. I think it's a great product. It's going to help a lot of patients.
Amelia, turn off alarm. Amelia, weather?
70 degrees and sunny today.
Amelia, unlock the door.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Jen.
Why not?
Did you forget something?
My protein shake.
The future isn't scary. Not investing in it is.
You're so dramatic, Amelia.
Bye, Jen.
100 innovative companies, 1 ETF. Before investing carefully, read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
With Walmart gifts for under $25, give the gift that shows you get them.
On a tense Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Holy smoke, State 1 and the fans are going wild. Deputy Urias, quick, call for backup.
Backup?
Yes, Deputy Quinn Urias.
We don't need any backup, I got this.
Call backup.
I'm sorry, did you say you wanted a Dr. Pepper?
I said backup.
Look, we don't need any backup, even if he has great hair and famous relatives.
I think we're talking about two different things here.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
You know I made it to the playoff.
Without any backup. I get it.
You know how on Thanksgiving you have to loosen your belt a little? Well, take your pads off. Arby's deep-fried turkey is here all month. Arby's, we have the meats.
In Athens town, it is time once again to let the big dogs eat. Let's go! This just into College Game Day. It's Pete Thamel's birthday.
Oh, they got the duck on the cake.
Go dogs! Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, ready for the challenge of the road game. May bring Goodyear is more driven. Working our way toward the top of the hour, start of your college football Saturday. Dolly Parton, noted star in Tennessee. I don't think that.
Maybe. Hey, I didn't talk to Dolly. Have you?
I haven't.
Okay.
I will admit that's purely some conjecture on my part.
I will take a good spray tan over this third-degree burn I got on my face down here yesterday.
Oh, look, Jess Sims isn't starting to make the program.
Love that. Alaska to College Game Day. Holy
a lot of numbers on there, but I think the moral of the story is they've traveled to a lot of college football games.
Yeah, appreciate that effort.
Oh, Carson Beck sits at the kids' table.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
He'd be very tall at that table.
Well, Georgia's made itself at home, as Pat's mentioned, 37 days since they've had a home game here between the hedges. When they've been here, they've scored effectively. On the road, not so much, as evidenced last week in Oxford. They'll try to get things going as we go over to the board with Perk and Nick.
Yeah, I think it's some seasons you see a quarterback, he gets probably too much credit. And then there's other seasons where maybe a quarterback gets too much criticism. I think with Carson Beck, the high season expectations early, maybe pressing at times, but it's a group effort, right, Coach? It's not just on Carson Beck when this offense isn't clicking the way it can.
Well, I think quarterback is probably the toughest position in sports to play when the people around you don't play well.
Yeah.
And I think Georgia has a little bit of some of those issues. You're going to see the right guard right here get head heavy. Gets up on his toes, doesn't have any balance and body control, so you get pressure up the middle, can't step up and throw it, really has no chance.
Right.
Quarterback has no chance there.
And you're rushing for and playing zone behind it. That's every defensive coordinator's dream.
Now this left tackle's trying to compete for his team. I know the guy's injured.
Yeah.
Can't punch with his left hand. But again, we get beat on the edge. Pressure in the pocket. Don't have the time to read. Another sack, negative plays. And these are drive-stopping plays when you get sacked.
Right. All right, this is trying to get the running back going at Frazier, and the ball pops out. Good gain.
Yeah,
this ball ends up coming out.
Positive play. Carrying the ball in your stomach like this is a great way to get it ripped out because you have no strength when you don't hold it high and tight.
Yeah,
but this is a well-blocked play by the offensive line.
Does a nice job there.
Does a nice cut.
Yeah.
Runs behind his pads.
And that's what you worry about with a freshman. He'll be playing tonight a lot because ETN is out, so Frazier will have to step up and become that guy. All right,
but again, another drive-stopping play.
Right.
All right, so here you're going to see the tight end. They run what I call a pig route, which is a screen and go. The ball's going to hit him right in the face mask.
Right.
So now we got an issue with the drop ball. We get a little pressure, but the quarterback does a good job of stepping up.
Yeah.
Ball hits him in the face mask. It's a drop ball, which has been an issue for this receiving corps.
By the way, he's been getting beat a lot outside. This kid's really talented, by the way.
Very
outside,
talented
so he
rusher.
spins back inside. And look, he's starting to feel that. So I think it affects his vision and affects his focus downfield.
Normally, the quarterback here, he sees 15, would look for a window to make this throw. But what happened? Doesn't have time to adjust to get a window. Throws a tip ball. It gets intercepted.
Ball game.
Another drive-stopping play.
Okay. All right. Now, this is what we all know he's capable of doing. If everybody helps around him, this guy, look at him work through progressions. This is why everybody thinks he's the top guy in the country coming into this year.
but he has the opportunity to operate on this play.
Yeah.
He's got time. He can look the defense off over here, read back to the left, deliver the ball accurately on the dig route, small window, makes a big play, an explosive play. So George is very capable on offense. Carson Beck is very capable. And I do agree with you. You know, when things go well, the quarterback gets too much credit. When things go poorly, he gets too much criticism. But I think it's a group effort that's going to get them Georgia's offense rolling.
And this line's done a pretty good job most of the year until last week against Ole Miss. They're going to have to step up and be challenged again against a great defensive front with Tennessee. And these receivers, it's a combination of drops. It could be Carson on one play. It could be the running game not working. So this has been a collective effort, the good and the bad. And we'll see what Georgia can do tonight.
I believe in Georgia's offense. I think they'll bounce back.
Good.
A collective effort, too. A couple of the receivers they were counting on, not with the team anymore. Look at how Wrigley Field has been transformed. Ohio State and Northwestern playing at the hallowed home of the Cubs. Ryan Day even switched up his routine on Friday. Took the team by Wrigley, wanted them to see what it was like. They're going to do their halftime, and the bullpens wanted them to be accustomed to what was going to happen. Not the first time that they played football in Wrigley. This is the fourth game there since 1938. Back in 2010, though, there were some issues. They decided not enough room in the back of the end zone, so they played one-way football. You turn it over and go the other way.
Yeah, so normally whenever you have football fields and baseball stadiums, it's crop. But Wrigley looks good today.
Looks good.
That looks really good. I think that's going to be an electrifying environment. Ohio State better not sleep on it.
You know, you just saw it.
Better not sleep on it.
Right there, winning the Land of Lincoln Trophy. By the way, not pictured in that highlight, the Cowboys sure went for 330 in that game in 2010. See if maybe one of those Ohio State running backs will do that against Northwestern today, Michigan State and Illinois. Purdue. I'm sure Jimmy Franklin's saying Nebraska and USC. Dana Holgerson calling the plays. You look at the Duncan weekend menu there, and then Oregon and Wisconsin tonight. We mentioned earlier in the show the last time Wisconsin had number one come in there. They beat Ohio State, but the Ducks seem to be the team that they've handled all of their road trips. They've handled their business with great efficiency.
Yeah, I think Oregon has been the most consistent team week in and week out. And this is going to be a challenging game plan at Camp Randall. That's a tough place to play. But Oregon still is the only team that's in the top 11 on offense and the top 11 on defense. And I think they have a complementary offense. They got a great quarterback, but they got really good receivers. And the combination of them making explosive plays make them difficult to stop.
Yeah, I like what I see coming out of Oregon, but my only issue right now is they've been kind of bitten by the injury bug. Maybe about a half a dozen players who are either out or questionable going into the game today. I think if there's a silver lining after this game, they will have a bye, some time to get healthy, recalibrate, and then I think they'll be good for the rest of the season.
And like you're saying, I think it's about a couple things. They had 12 penalties against Maryland. Clean that up.
Yeah.
Injuries. Tez Johnson not playing. You know, Birch has got a little bit of a ding. Jordan James has been playing through some nagging injuries. If they're going to get into this postseason and be the team that we all think they're capable of being, it's not about playing a team like Maryland or Wisconsin. It's about playing against yourself and continuing to get better.
Right.
And I think Dylan Gabriel's feet tonight could be a big difference in this game. Wisconsin's had some issues with quarterbacks that can move around.
Yeah, and Dylan Gabriel can definitely do that. I think the mental makeup of the Oregon team is why we believe so much in them. I think that Lanning led, you know, they had the thumbs down gladiator mentality last week or 2 weeks ago if they needed it. They'll continue to move. And then if you look at the Big Ten as a whole, Ohio State, obviously they got a big one coming up with Indiana that obviously ended with Michigan. And then you talk Penn State. After that loss to Ohio State, they come out, score on their first 4 drives against Washington. They're up 28-0. They kind of put that loss to Ohio State to bed. So when you talk about the top of the Big Ten, there's big games that if you lose, you're going to be gone. And Oregon obviously can slip up. But you talk about Ohio State, Penn State, there's a lot on the line against teams that they should definitely handle.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of teams stumble in that situation. The Hoosiers aren't playing. They've got Ohio State next week, but they use their time efficiently. Did you see the story Thamel broke this morning?
Congrats, Sig.
8 years extension. He might be making Henry Silver money these days, too, right there.
10X.
You think?
I think he's 10X, actually.
Okay, is that what it was?
Yeah, actually, 10X that. Yeah, which he deserves. He's brought a lot to Indiana. Lock him down, maybe build up that stadium a little bit there on the run. But Big Ten, obviously, very strong. Very, very strong.
You see the playoff predictor for those teams in the Big Ten, 4 in the top 5. First time that's happened for one conference, Steve.
Yeah, and we made a big deal about conference realignment, teams joining new conferences. That's the thing with Oregon. I mean, they haven't even had to sweat. Well, they have to sweat tonight in Camp Randall. They've made it look so easy. And just, Pat, going back to your point about what they've done in the mindset with Coach Lanning. One other thing, too, with USC and Nebraska, USC's starting Jaden Maeva. They made that announcement during the bye week. So those offenses
tonight. Yeah, Maeva was he was the freshman of the year in the Mountain West last year. He was the starting quarterback for UNLV.
Yeah.
Not sure that Miller Moss is really playing that badly. That seems like you got to do something. Somebody do something.
And Dana Holgerson with Raul, I'm excited for that, for Nebraska.
You know what else you can be excited about is Cade Klubnik. Now, I know they've lost some games against highly ranked teams, 3rd in the country, as we talked about earlier, in touchdown passes. DoorDash counting us down to kickoff between Pitt and Clemson.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch Narduzzi's teams when he plays against Clemson. They try to out-tough him. And I'm sure Dabo prides himself on being able to go on the road and meet that. Defense has been up and down. You're going to go with that backup quarterback that we talked about earlier, see if he can hold it up.
Yeah, Eli Holstein obviously has been a massive part of the Pitt offense development. Backup in here, Nate Yarnell expected to make his 4th career start. Not bad. Big game against Clemson. Good luck, pal.
Anytime you're starting a backup quarterback, you kind of lean a little heavy on your running game, and Desmond Reed is the guy to lean on. I mean, he's excellent out of the backfield, even as a receiver, man. Very dynamic, explosive, just electric when the ball is in his hands.
You know,
Jeez, look at this place.
It comes up at noon Eastern time.
It's beautiful down here.
Such a beautiful day here in Edinburgh, for real.
Well, whether it's a beautiful day all depends on what happens once they kick off betwixt those hedges.
The sun goes down.
Tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. Pete, what do you got on the check down?
Well, Reese, we'll start with our friend Henry Silver. He just told me he has yet to enter the NCAA transfer portal. We'll see what happens once his film goes viral after he took Pat's money. As for the game here tonight, we know Nico Iamaleava is back. He's symptom-free after leaving concussion protocol. He's set to start for Tennessee. Eli Holstein, we just saw Nate Yarnell. He's going to make his 4th career start for the Panthers. Kurt Cignetti, 8 years. I've been told that deal is going to total $72 million. So Indiana is going to pay their coach $9 million a year. Okay. That recliner is going to feel pretty good for Coach Cignetti in Bloomington tonight. And finally, we got a little recruiting nugget here. Julian Lewis, the number 2 player in the country from nearby Carrollton High School, is taking a visit to Georgia today. He's committed to USC. He recently visited Colorado. It will be one of the biggest stories heading into signing day, where Juju, as he's known, ends up. He threw for a cool 293 last night for Carrollton, Reese. 4 TDs in the state playoff game.
He did. Did you see that sign right there? Little birdie tells me that they're interested in Juju, too.
Really? If Sig gets on the hunt, Sig's going to land the dog.
We'll see if the Vols can land the dogs tonight. Breaking down the X's and the O's as we get ready for this SEC showdown. And Cody Rhodes and LC's headgear. Are we going to have Uga up here, Kirk? You're usually in charge of that, aren't you?
That's what we're supposed to do here.
Jess, what do you...
It's an early Friendsgiving, Reese. We got a 6-legged turkey.
Oh, look at that sandwich.
Oh, that's
look at that sandwich.
Look at this sandwich.
Grab that sandwich.
Oh, yes. This is an entire
You need
lettuce.
boiled peanuts.
Hey, you Southerns eat the whole thing.
Yeah, grab that sandwich, Pat. Get in there.
I don't know if I can open my mouth that way.
What is this?
Oh my gosh. Look at that. This looks delicious.
Jessica and
throw them in.
Okay.
Well, I'm just standing there. I'm coming to
Pat, you can't eat anything.
What is this?
I mean, you can't even.
Oh, wow.
There's stuffing in there?
Oh, my God.
Not the frosting.
Carrot cake.
It is.
It's carrot cake. Okay. Hey, what's in the sandwich, bro?
What is it in the sandwich?
Everything.
Today, let's paint with Behr.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, what do you have?
It just says ain't.
I thought you said you researched this.
Aren't all paints the same?
No, they're not. Get the most trusted paint brand in America at an everyday low price, only at the Home Depot.
Drawing the most flavor out of something is a nuanced process. And if that doesn't work, deep fry it until it tastes delicious. Arby's, we have the meat.
Being the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
While you were away, there were some developments. Fortunately, DoorDash can quickly come to your rescue. Your door to more. DoorDash.
The season is underway with a touchback, and they'll take it from the 3rd. 4th and goal. Let's see if this gamble pays off.
Come on!
Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it's good. Steps up, fires, intercepted.
There's always next season.
4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month. New law, lower prices. Healthcare.gov is here for you.
Now in theaters.
Home sweet home.
Welcome back, Chief.
The North Pole has been taken.
See the film critics are calling an instant holiday classic.
Santa Claus has been kidnapped.
We're questioning all the usual suspects.
The Headless Horseman?
Whoever took Nick is not of the natural world.
Oh my God.
Is my face still there?
That was so embarrassing.
Red 1, rated PG-13. Now playing only in theaters.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
We topped off the new Sonic Smasher you love with our creamy queso. With hand-smashed patties made to order, it's a cheesy love letter to your taste buds. And they're about to get real emotional. The new Double Sonic Queso Smasher, part of our Smasher lineup.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but...
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Ha! Welcome to the second half of the NFL season. Welcome to the showdowns, throwdowns, and the kings of commentary.
Just follow your heart, Jason. Follow your heart.
Welcome to the top dogs, the next generation. Play of the year?
Who had that on the bingo card?
Welcome to the unpredictable, the unbelievable, the unforgettable. Welcome to more action, more drama, more football.
In the heart of the South, where the gridiron is our altar, 2 Goliaths stand tall, my friends. Tennessee and Georgia.
I was just a young ambassador on my mama knee. She said there's only one thing to set your soul free.
For 7 long years, those clothed in the red and black have dominated the Vols.
Wasn't no easy street where I come from. Sleep until the work was done.
Seeking redemption, the Orange faithful draw inspiration from the brilliance of a young light.
They go and touchdown!
Not just contenders. No. They are believers once again. For Georgia, high expectations know the weight of legacy.
The Rebels have stopped the Dogs. One for the money to another show, but the good Lord give me that rock and roll.
The threshold to the playoffs awaits.
You cut it loose! Let's go!
For the Vols or the Dogs, the promised land is at hand. Tennessee and Georgia.
High stakes for the Big Orange and the Dogs tonight. Potentially an elimination game for Georgia, so they will have to sit. There you go.
What a compliment. That's one of the biggest compliments I've ever got. Doggy.
I like that.
Take your rocky top off. We'll see.
Oh,
it is a hot day out here. Oh, is that a little giveaway?
I don't know. I'm asking.
You tell me.
I don't know.
Spot the difference.
Okay, can you find it?
Dumb and Dumber. Hypo. Hypo runs a great offense.
He does. And how about this? Happy birthday to Christine Taylor. She's our star associate producer.
Really?
Rogers, her dog. Today's her birthday.
A lot of birthdays.
Happy birthday.
She and Pete Hamill, birthday twins.
On a trip around the sun's good news.
Let's see if we can get Christine a cake like we got Pete, too. See if somebody will bring it. What's wrong with Georgia? What's wrong with Carson Beck? Those are the two questions that have been asked more often about Georgia. Hey, look, I just report the news here, people. That's what they say. So maybe the answer is simply that it's been a brutal schedule, and as Nick pointed out, they're just not playing as well as they should around the quarterback, and that will be a major problem tonight because the way Ole Miss's defensive front took Georgia's offensive line apart, Tennessee's front gets pressure at even a higher rate. And nobody, and I mean nobody, anywhere, anytime, any place, has even put a 20 spot on the Vol defense this season.
I love watching the defense. They are aggressive. They blitz you. They come after you. They press you on the outside. This is a confident bunch.
Yeah, their defense is elite, man. They're playing a high-level defense. I don't think there's anybody in the country playing better defense than Tennessee right now.
They presented a lot of problems that they try to throw at you on defense, whether it's a certain type of blitz or if they're going to come up and play press man. They change it up a lot, but also at the same time, it's exciting to get to play against a good defense like that.
Pressure comes, and he smacked. Cannot get away from the Dogs.
They don't bust. They play assignment sound and they make you earn it.
They probably got some of the best blitz packages. Sometimes they're only sending 4 people, but it looks like they're sending 7.
It's going to be a physical ball game. It takes all 3 levels on your defense to play right at the line of scrimmage. If you're not playing with technique in this one, it's going to be hard to win.
Better bring your headgear for this one. These two defenses going to make it really tough to pick up yardage. Old Dominion best in the game. A couple of these defenses have been just tremendous. Tennessee giving up just under 13 points per game. Dogs only allowing 18.4. Third down defense, tough to move those chains against either of these two defenses. So you have a desperate Georgia team. Tennessee has an opportunity to make a statement here tonight too, Nick.
Yeah, well, I think the key to the game, though, is how does Georgia's offensive line match up against Tennessee's really good front? Because it's very similar to Ole Miss, the way they play defense. They've got some rushers up front. They're hard to run the ball against. They're really sound in the secondary. They do a great job of tackling. But can Carson Beck operate in this game because the offensive line can handle the front and they can have balance run and pass?
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned that matchup, and I think that's the key to this game. That's the game within the game, especially after what happened last week with Ole Miss's front seven against the Bulldogs' offensive line. I spoke to Tennessee's defensive coordinator, Tim Banks. I said, what's the makeup of this unit? He said, at the core, we're just a blue-collar unit. So when Georgia's on offense, this is what they got to look forward to with the Volunteers defense. Let's talk about James Pierce. This guy's 6'5". He's in the wide 9. Looking right at the snap of the ball. He's already 2 steps up the field for any defensive lineman thought about moving. He's athletic. He can turn the corner without losing speed. Carson Beck is going to have to make sure he knows what 27 is at all times. This is how they're so great against the run. Look at, you're going to see a slant right here. Elijah Simmons in the middle. He's a defensive tackle. Watch how he takes on the double team. And now you're going to have a slant in the A gap and a slant in the B gap from Pierce. Look how he strong arms the left tackle to stop the running game. They create a wall up front so you can't run on them. And you know, Georgia, they love the screen game too. Well, watch out for my man Amari Thomas, number 21. 6'5", a tackle in twist right here. Keeps his eyes on the quarterback, disengages from the tackle, and moves that 325 pounds for a TFL. This defense, Pat, is just tenacious. They're aggressive. And he said, Coach Banks told me that they play about 8 defensive tackles and about 6 defensive ends. So they have a heavy rotation so they can stay fresh throughout the game.
Yeah, and obviously that's going to be a big part of it, protecting Carson Beck, and then maybe can Georgia start to run the ball with Frazier? We'll see. And I like the fact that the Tennessee defense is getting as much love as they're getting because with Heupel's offense over the years, that's been the conversation. Yep. Now, the Georgia defense over the past few years during the Kirby Smart era, you watch that Philadelphia game, the Eagles game the other night, it's literally the Georgia Bulldog defense, and then the exciting whites are playing for him. Let's talk about this year's Georgia defense. And we have some film now from multiple different games about what they can do that is great. Let's look at Jalen Walker, linebacker. Now, he's in the amoeba defense. You know, he's showing. Is he going to come? Is he going to drop back into coverage? Is he going to run a little bit of a stunt? What's he going to do? You have to guess. You have to figure it out. Well, what Jalen Walker's going to do is he's going to be more athletic than your guard. He's going to dip, rip, get to the arm, and force the only turnover that they had against Ole Miss. Now, remember, they had 4 turnovers against Texas in that route, only 1 against Ole Miss. So this defense being ball hawkish is certainly going to be a big part of the game this evening. How about Michael off the edge? When you talk about inside, outside, great hand moving, you're talking about a premier pass rusher, knowing that he can get to the ball, strip sack like he's Robert Mathis. There's another turnover. Then let's talk about C.J. Allen, linebacker. Eyes on man. That's my guy. That's my guy. Read the quarterback now. Where's he looking? Well, he's going to drop back into coverage. Give me that. Turnovers are a key for this Georgia Bulldog defense. They weren't able to do it against Ole Miss. They certainly have the talent and the ability. Will they be able to do that against this Tennessee offense? That's a big tail of the tape, I think.
Yeah, that's great stuff. And I think Tennessee's defense, you know, they can keep them in this game. But if they're going to win this game on the road at night, then Nico and this offense is going to have to play well. Josh Heupel has approached this year like Nick Saban would. You know, he's been very careful with his young quarterback. This is Josh Heupel. You think of vertical shots. This year he's calling more complimentary, leaning on the defense, leaning on Dylan Sampson, who leads the SEC, and taking chances of when and how to attack with the quarterback. Tonight, I think he's going to have to trust him, assuming he's healthy, and he's going to have to make plays consistently for them to be able to pull this off. And he has shown so many flashes. This is why we fall in love with this guy as a young quarterback. The arm talent, moving the pocket with the athletic ability, and then throwing a ball like this against man-to-man coverage downfield. That's what you expect from a Heupel offense, taking those vertical shots. He is a playmaker. This play is over. It's done. That Georgia defense, right? That's a sack tonight. Don't forget, this guy is tall, but athletic in the open field. He can get away from people, and he covers a lot of ground with those long strides. So he's a great playmaker. This is the thing that's really held, I think, Tennessee's offense back from being the offense you expect. The deep ball consistency. He's had some chances. They've been close, but they haven't quite hit on them. They're going to be 5 or 6 of those tonight. Will he hit them is the question. And then the decision making. This is a young quarterback who believes in his ability, trying to make a play, see the underneath coverage. Instead of just throwing this one away, living for the next down, throws it into coverage. Turnover in the red zone, exactly what you can't want to do. And, Coach, maybe you have an answer. I mean, Josh Heupel, we know what he's done these last 3 years, 38 points a game, only 13 points a game against Kirby's defense. That's got to change tonight for the Vols.
Yeah, and I think the thing about it is the way Tennessee's running the ball, they've kind of played behind their defense a little bit this year, which is unusual. But if they hit the shots that they have down the field to go with that running game, it's going to be hard to stop them.
Yeah.
Will they stop him, Steve? Coach, one question, though. When you're going into a game like this with your defense, do you have a number in your head saying we need to score this to win the game?
I never had. I was always the next play. But when you play Tennessee, you figure you better score some points because they're difficult to stop with this spread and the pace of play. It's just difficult to be consistent with them. But I think Georgia's got the right kind of defense to do it. They're good tacklers. They play well on the perimeter. They've got a good front, so they don't have to play an extra guy in the box to stop the run.
Georgia wins 23-20.
Okay.
Oh, the first time the Vols have given up 20 or more this year.
Yep.
The Georgia defense, too, they're hoping the linebackers are a little bit healthier than they've been. Smile Munden's been banged up. C.J. Allen's been dealing with a little bit of a sickness there. Texas and Arkansas. DoorDash counting us down to kickoff. 25 minutes and change on ABC. There's Quinn Ewers. Boy, he threw the deep ball against Florida last week. Looked a lot healthier, a lot better than he has since he was hurt earlier this year, and there's Isaiah Bond.
Early kick helps Texas, obviously. Night game, we saw Arkansas beat Tennessee. 11 a.m. local kick. Texas, I think, they're very locked in, respecting Arkansas. They're not looking bats to hogs today.
Yeah, I think Texas defense is so athletic, and, they're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and because Sark gets a lot of attention being a great play caller and having a great offense, but Texas defense is really, really good.
Taylor Green is wide open. When you talk about potential electricity with the ball in his hands, playing against his home state of Texas, I think Taylor Green has a big one today.
Yeah, Jaquinton Jackson, too. We already talked earlier about the running game. They're 4th in the conference rushing the ball, and their running game goes through Mr. Jackson right there. He's going to have an important role today if they're going to beat the Longhorns.
They better take care of the football. You know, they've fumbled 22 times this year, second most in the country. They've lost 8. That's among the most, too. And Landon Jackson, look, this Hog defense got eviscerated by Ole Miss. They'll have to play much better today. And at noon Eastern time, Tulane and Navy, senior day at the Naval Academy, and they're having the march on the midshipmen. They're honoring 23 football players who will play their final game in this stadium. It'll be on ESPN2 at noon. And Tulane trying to work its way. They win the game. They're in the American Championship, but the midshipmen 19-1 in the last 20 senior day games.
10.
Superdog, well, the same as last week. Yeah. Only Pat scored last week.
Pat's climbing.
I'm eyeing some things. I'm being forced to make some decisions now because we're late in the season, but desperation brings wins sometimes.
Lee Corso, who's your Superdog this week?
Navy +7 versus Tulane. The Green Wave ranked for the first time this season, and they've won 16 straight conference games. A perfect spot for an upset. Boy, Navy is tough in Annapolis. Navy upsets Tulane.
Nice, Coach. I'm going to look at Boise State. They may win this game, but they're going to have to work for it, I think. On the road against San Jose State. San Jose State can score. They get the ball downfield. I had no idea, by the way, that you picked this one as well.
I picked this one as well.
No idea.
Only because San Jose can throw it.
Nick Nash catch
and Boise struggles in pass defense. That's the only reason.
I think y'all spend too much time together. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Volunteers.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of points. I'm not saying that they're going to win, but I think they will cover. Listen, with Nico coming out of concussion protocol, they may just cover, not win.
The world needs Nebraska back in a bowl game, and who's coming to save the day but Dana Holgerson? Give me the Huskers at the Coliseum against the Trojans.
Oh, that's a good pick. Now, if you look at the bottom right corner there, 5 points plus spread for outright win. I have a lot of ground to make up in last place. I'm the reigning champion. Virginia needs to get it done. Plus 21.5 versus Notre Dame.
Yeah,
I'm going for it.
Pitt. Yeah, UVA just flipped Pitt. That's a good. I was going to pick that game, but
I'm going to go with Devin Dampier and New Mexico.
Why don't I
getting 10.5 against Wazoo. Now, this number was 13 earlier. I liked it a lot better then. We'll stick with it here. These are number 5 and number 6 in total offense.
Did you notice a little tilt on the desk over there? These guys partnering up over there.
Like,
see that?
Right? You know what it's like? It's like coyotes. They're in pack and they're trying to reel me in here.
What are you talking about?
DoorDash pursuing game day greatness. Let me tell you something. Bronco Mendenhall, if you get some game day greatness in Albuquerque tonight, you will be a friend of the program forever if you can put these two who are conspiring against me out of their misery. Come on, Bronco.
Here we go, Coach.
What do you got, Jess Sims?
Cody, thank you for being here. It's an honor to have you. Now, you didn't go to Georgia, but you grew up just about 90 minutes away from here. When did you become such a diehard Bulldog fan?
Oh, right down the street. I used to go to UGA football camp. I'd get my picture with Uga. Street over here was the first place I had a little shot of whiskey. This was my college experience.
Oh, we love
Dogs!
that. Go Dogs! Now, you're not the first WWE superstar to grace our stages this season. We had Sheamus in week 0. Now, how do you think your picks will be up against him? Because I know you've faced off a few times.
So Sheamus had the luck of the Irish with his big pick. He made an upset pick. I hope I can just follow his lead. He had great picks. I hope I have great picks too.
Oh, we love this. And also, he did say that he has the Dogs winning the SEC, so he's doing something right?
I think we all know the Dogs are winning the SEC. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. The guys are waiting for you. Go ahead and make those
Thank
picks.
you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Oh. Here it is.
Get your holidays delivered at the speed you need, only from the Home Depot.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So let Jimmy John's fix that by adding free chips and a free drink. Turn an 8-inch sandwich or wrap into a combo for free after 2 p.m. Only at Jimmy John's.
Let's unretire.
Why not? Let's see. Hey. I need that senior discount.
I'm good right here, bro. Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Whoa. With this online-only deal from Buffalo Wild Wings Go, you get 20 boneless wings and fries for $16.99. That's enough to feed you and, like, 2 friends. Or 1 if you're selfish. And I am selfish.
Tamara, Izzy, and Emma. No one puts more love into logistics than these 3. You need them. They need a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you with a plan that's right for your team. Let our expertise round out yours.
If you love life, get your deep-fried turkey sandwiches at Arby's. If you like flirting with death, deep fry your turkey at home and risk blowing it up. 2 solid options here. Arby's, we have the meat.
Coach Gecko.
Coach G. Laura, Dan. I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
I feel like we're living in a movie. Love you guys.
Formula One is go! Oh, it's contact! Formula One at its absolute finest! Oh my Lord, Max! This is Formula One!
He takes the handoff. It's a refurbish.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. And in part by Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly.
You're going to win.
Game within the game, our celebrity guest picker. It has been an Indiana kind of season so far. Kyle Schwarber. 1 game better in the loss column than Miss Terry, and continuing to lead the way from his day in Bloomington. And Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion athlete and Georgia fan, here to be our celebrity guest picker. and impeccably dressed.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Steve.
Looks very nice.
We put the details. Baby.
Yes.
That is just fantastic. Pat, you want to start with the UFC pick with our Coors Light Saturday selection?
Yeah, it's a huge one tonight in Madison Square Garden. Welcome back to the GOAT. And I would pick this man if he was fighting anybody on earth other than Cody Rhodes or our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. I would take John Bones Jones in a quick one against Stipe Miocic.
How tough was that last night to watch Mike Tyson?
I saw his butt cheeks.
Yeah.
I saw his butt cheeks.
I'm going John Jones, too.
Okay.
And you said this could be one of the biggest UFC matches of all time?
Yeah, this is like a dream fight here for Stipe, obviously, and John Jones.
I'm with you. You can't go against Jones.
Tommy Aspinall is on deck. I mean, this is a big deal.
It's a big one.
Hey, Cody, great interview on the pivot. I saw you on the pivot. Great interview.
Oh, I did it all right?
Yeah, fantastic.
Sometimes when you go in there, they think maybe dumb wrestler. He maybe doesn't know his stuff. I thought I came in pretty researched.
You were sharp.
Oh, good.
That's why you're our champion, baby. That's why you're a world champion.
Let's go football and Coors Light Saturday selections, and let's start with a game that's going to come up in just a few moments in the ACC. Clemson, no margin for error. They need some help to win the conference. 12-point favorite against the Panthers on the road.
The Panthers giving up 25 points a game. They're not going to have their starting quarterback. They lost their last 2 games. I'm going Clemson.
I think Clemson all the way with Eli Holstein out. Tough for Pitt. Pitt really struggled on defense against SMU. I like Clemson.
So with Eli Holstein out, I think that question mark actually is in Pitt's favor. Narduzzi's defense needs to figure it out. Give me the Pitt Panthers to get a big-time win here over the Clemson Tigers.
Well, Clemson has to contest with those Sharks on the Pitt side. That linebacker core is doing incredible this season. However, going with Clemson.
Clemson beat Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech. That helped them with Pittsburgh.
It helped save their season, maybe create a little momentum. Kate Klubnik doing a hell of a job. 24 touchdowns, only 4 picks. Clemson's still alive to get to Charlotte. They'll need some help with Miami potentially losing to Syracuse, but they still have a lot to play for.
And they also could use some help from Boston College against SMU. How about giving me a quick pick on BC and SMU, the ACC leader?
You guys talked about Jennings, a dual-threat quarterback. A lot of people not giving credit to. I like SMU big today.
Yeah, I like SMU as well. I think they're one of those teams that's gaining momentum as the season goes on. Kevin Jennings has been great, and they play good defense.
Yeah, I watch your film, and I believe it. Castellanos just left.
Yeah, that's weird.
SMU.
What the heck? Just bounced.
Kevin Jennings, outstanding, up for the O'Brien Award. I'm all about the ponies, SMU.
That research at
Good.
Yes.
Good pick. SMU's highest ranking in 39 years. SMU.
My man has no notes. He's got a belt. He's got a great suit. No notes. He watches college football.
Yes.
You're a college football guy.
1,000,000%.
Oh, he's got the notes inside there. Okay.
No.
I'm going, he's got to write him in. Here his notes. I'm going SMU as well. Optimistic defense, offense, scoring at will. I think it's a big day for the Mustangs.
Big 12, Arizona State, Kansas State still in the mix. They need a little help to get to the Big 12 title game.
I saw that on the rundown. I was like, why are we picking this game? I thought it was a mistake.
That might be the first one of those this season.
Yeah, but just Kansas State, I guess. Let's go Kansas State.
Yeah, I'm going Kansas State. They got to bounce back. They had a tough week last week in Houston, so I think they'll bounce back.
What the disrespect about why? Give me Arizona State. Get a massive win here over Kansas State in the entire conversation.
I'm going with Coach Saban, bouncing back from last week. Kansas State for me.
Smart.
Is that for the Super Dog?
Hey. No, that's the real deal.
Kansas State.
It's not a belt, right?
No, it's a title. Belt's on up your pants. Right. Thank you.
We can say belt now, but yeah.
Okay, because he gets really upset if I say belt.
Oh, the old rules, huh?
Yeah, bud. Come on. This is a championship. This is earned. This is a title. You don't walk into Macy's and buy this thing to hold up your pants. You got to beat some ass to get this thing. You got to be a dog to get this thing, Cody Rhodes.
You got to have that. You got to have that dog in you.
Kansas State.
Hey, Arizona State's only lost 2 games here.
I know, right?
Still
Exactly.
in the mix here. Utah and Colorado. Colorado wins out. They'll go to the conference championship game.
I watched the Holy War last week. I think Utah just left too much on the field against BYU. I like Colorado big in today's game.
I like Colorado. I just think Utah has too many issues at quarterback, losing 2 guys to be able to overcome.
West Virginia still has a path to the Big 12 championship, and if not them, there's a chance it's going to be Colorado. Give me Colorado.
The most Atlanta, the most Georgia thing to ever happen was Deion's double play. Huge fan. Shador Sanders, Travis Hunter's probably going to get the Heisman. Colorado.
I love that.
Oh, pretty good. Colorado's hot. Utah's not. So take Colorado.
Colorado, too many injuries with Utah. Yeah. We all love the program, obviously, but Colorado just each week getting better and better. And Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator from Colorado, probably should be up there for the Broyles Awards. Doing a really good job.
Turn around on that.
Really improved. BYU wins all the close games. Kansas has lost all of them. What happens tonight?
I like BYU a lot. I think they're a gritty team. They're well coached, and they'll find a way to win again. Go Cougars.
Yeah, I got BYU too, but I'm a little apprehensive because if you're a basketball team and you're trying to win the game, every game on the last possession, which they've won 3 that way, eventually it's going to blow up on you.
Yeah,
I'm taking BYU. I'm hanging in there.
Could be a destiny thing, though, and especially with the relationships that are brewing over there. You know, the quarterback, they call him the BY Jew, Jake Retzloff. He is beloved over there. They're throwing T-shirts out with his rabbi. Is out there with the Mormons. I think they're more together than they've ever been. Give me the BYU. Cougars.
I'm going the other way with it, and for no reason other than there was a great wrestling tag team, Bobby Jaggers, Dutch Mantel. They were the Jayhawks. Upset.
That's
going
great.
Kansas.
That logic works.
I like that.
Kansas.
College ball.
Exactly. It may happen.
Finally, not so fast, handsome gentlemen. BYU.
I'm going to give you a not so fast. I'm going with Cody. This is your ultimate somebody knows something game. 9-0 against 3-6, and they're a 3-point favorite. Stanford Steve talked about it earlier. I agree with him. Jalen Daniels, the quarterback that has so much ability, slow start. Last 4 weeks, 12 touchdowns. I think Kansas can pull off an upset.
He put 500 plus on Iowa State last week. Kansas may be getting right. Tulane and Navy. Tulane wins. They're in the American Championship game.
Tulane will make it to the American Championship game.
Yeah, Tulane's got lots at stake. I'm going to go with Tulane.
Well, I was lucky to be born right here in these United States of America. So I will take the Navy over Tulane.
I'm with my man Pat, celebrating the nation's military. I'm going Navy.
Hell yeah.
Going Navy.
Hell yeah.
Go USA.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Navy.
I'm going with Tulane. I love USA, Navy. I'm all about it. But Darian Mintz has been amazing for Tulane, throwing it around, making a lot of plays.
Wow.
Green Wave.
Wow. Huh?
That's on ESPN2 coming up at noon. Missouri and South Carolina. The Battle of Columbia. Missouri's ranked, and South Carolina's a 2-touchdown favorite in every last one of you. Going with cocky there.
I was on Missouri. Then I learned about the center being out.
You go with Missouri?
Those two edges are going to wreck things. LSU at Florida.
Man, I tell you, Lagway is going to play. I'm not sure how effective he's going to be, but that hamstring injury, but he just may get LSU, because I saw him last week against Alabama, and that team was just they didn't look good. So I'm going to go with the Gators if I had to pick a team. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think this is a little bit of a gut check for LSU. If they respond the right way, I think they're better than Florida. I'm going to go with LSU.
Coach, do we know what they were saying last week? I still don't know what they were saying down there at LSU.
No,
but
we don't know.
I do know that they're going to get a win over Florida Gators today. And Governor Jeff Landry still has an opportunity to put a live tiger in Mercedes-Benz Stadium if they make it to the SEC Championship.
Spoken like Bobby Boucher right there, a little Louisiana.
That's right.
I'd say they still have a path to the championship potentially. I'm going with LSU.
That's a good pick. LSU has won 5 straight against the Gators. Make it 6.
But it's a great point. I think a lot of people thought once they lost last week to Alabama, it was over. There is still a path, and it's not crazy. So they got to get locked in. We're going to learn a lot about LSU and the maturity, how they handle this trip against a good Florida defense. See if they can play well. I think they can get it done. Got to play well quarterback.
On ABC, as soon as we're finished on game day, Texas and Arkansas. Longhorns favored by 2 touchdowns.
Not 2 touchdowns, but I do think the Longhorns will win this game. They'll pull away late. Arkansas is going to come out ready to have a street fight with them. Late in the game, Texas will pull away. I'm going Longhorns.
Yeah, I think Texas all the way. Sark will have these guys ready after that tough game they had in Arkansas a couple of years ago.
Coach, did you know that there's going to be a 1,000-pound hog on the field for this Arkansas team today in this big rivalry? Give me Arkansas with a big win over Texas today.
I don't know about that, Pat. Hey, the song that I come out to at the beginning, it says wrestling is more than one royal family. I got 2 nephews, academic scholarships at UT.
Wow.
Hook 'em, go Horns.
Wow.
Go Horns.
Texas is my national champion pick. I am going against
No way.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Texas.
Is a 1,000-pound hog, is it normal or is it?
To be clear, I don't know if it's 1,000 pounds or not. I looked at it and I said, damn, that looks like it's like a 1,000-pound hog.
They could use that hog in his secondary because the Arkansas secondary had basically tryouts this week because they've given up so many big plays. And here comes Quinn Ewers. Normally, I would say be careful. Texas, early kick hurts Arkansas. I think Texas wins big, throwing the ball through the air.
If they use the hog in the secondary, only at safety, straight downhill speed, they do not change
That's right.
direction
Old school
well.
football.
Yeah.
From preseason #1 to the first team out in the college football playoff, at least at the moment, and that is where Georgia stands. Where Tennessee stands is atop the SEC and hoping to put a final hobnail boot across the nose of the Dogs' playoff hopes.
Night game at home against Tennessee. It's always a big matchup.
At this point in the season, you got to earn the right to play in these types of games.
The stadium is going to be full and the fans are going to be loud.
What am I getting ready to go out there to do?
The anxiousness, the anticipation. This will feel like a championship game.
You got to maximize every opportunity.
It comes down to who can dominate and who can win the critical situations.
You cut it loose. Let's go.
We have to put on a show and prove to ourselves we are who we say we are.
2 top teams in the SEC going to play each other. It's going to be electric.
Dogs have beaten the Vols 7 in a row. What happens tonight?
So Tennessee's my super dog, and I do think that the Volunteers will cover. I just think that after losing to Ole Miss, Georgia's going to come out here with an attitude tonight at 7:30 on ABC, and they're going to be victorious.
I think Georgia has the heart of a champion. They've won a lot of close games. They've won a lot of tough games. They played in a lot of big games. I think Georgia responds tonight, and the hunting dogs show up with the Bulldogs.
Coach, I was very lucky to get drafted to the Indianapolis Colts. The quarterback of that team took me down to Knoxville and taught me quickly that Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top, can you see what's that coming down the track? It's a mean machine in the red and black. Ain't nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go Dogs! Go Dogs! Something special happening down here in Athens. Kirby Smart told me yesterday that when he was growing up, he had a poster on his wall of the American dream, Dusty Rhodes, and it has pushed him to become the human he is today. The Georgia Bulldogs win a must-win and put themselves back in the college football playoff.
We're talking the SEC. Kirby Smart might as well be the Dusty Rhodes of the SEC. Coach Saban, the nature boy, Ric Flair, they know about it. All the battles. We're in God's country. It's November. It's the dog season. They're the best in all the SEC and all of football. I am picking the dogs, baby.
You earned this. You can buy it too.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Mr. Seiler's got Uga here. Peter's after him. Wait, what's happening?
Hey, Uga. Hey, Uga.
Peter's like, wait, what's this all about?
Hey,
I'll help you.
Hey, Uga.
Peter.
You ever seen anything like this? They're crazy. Hey, Uga. You know, we're 28 straight games at home. You know that?
28 straight.
Yeah. Uga. You beat him Tennessee 7 straight times. You know that? Uga. I think you're beautiful. I think you're beautiful. Give me them dogs.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah!
Peter was about to FAFO there, I think. I think he was about to FAFO with Uga now.
Thanks to Cody Rhodes. Great job as a celebrity guest picker. Poor old Tennessee.